Thanks.
Mark, thank you so much. Oh, very good. Hand there. I think it's ready. Time to the dollars.
Hi, everyone.
Give the money. You want to put it in?
Okay,
Yeah. Sure.
welcome, everyone. Welcome to the sorry. Still recovering. Welcome to the February full board meeting of Manhattan Community Board 8. I am Valerie Mason, the chair of the board. To my right is Ian McKnight, our district manager. To my left is Lindsay McCormick, followed by Sebastian. I'm sorry. Did I say that? I apologize. Lindsay Cormack, I know that. Well, I apologize. Anyway, Sebastian, Helen Clark, and Craig Lader, our secretaries, and in the front row is Addison Lev, our second vice chair, and 2 rows behind him is Felice Barber, our first vice chair. Our community board members are, for the most part, sitting in the first 2 rows. And if you need, if we're in an executive session or basically other than the public session and you have something that you want to have asked, you can give them a note and they have the right to ask the question on your behalf. But when we move out of the public session, there is no opportunity for further public comment while we're discussing what's going on. So I appreciate that. Just out of curiosity, any first timers here this evening? Great, welcome. Happy to have you. Okay, so we will start off, unless I've already forgotten something. We'll start off with the public session. Ian will call your name. We have a really tight agenda tonight. So when you come up to the podium, please say your name, your address, and you'll have 1 minute to speak. You'll be able to see that on the timer here. And if you're in the middle of a sentence or 2, I'll let you finish. But it's just, we just have a lot of people. Okay. Okay, let's start off the festivities.
I'll take that microphone if that's okay. All right, everyone. So we have 45 minutes and 43 folks who are signed up for public session. So we're going to do our best to move through this really quickly. I'll call a handful of names, and then when I call your name, you can come and line up behind the podium. Please don't touch the microphone on the podium. It has a way of shutting off. So we'll start with Robert Hellauer, Christina Liu, Michelle Corritti, and Anne Marie Coppin. And those are some previous signups, and it looks like they are not here. So we will continue with.
Cut it down.
I told you they have a magical way of shutting off. Right, there we go. So we'll move on to Andrew Rosenthal, Erica Burson.
She's not here. She just texted me.
Andrew Rosenthal.
Yes, here, just saying, I can get on the other side.
I'm trying to make it both. First one.
You may have to hit the button on that.
Oh, it is.
There we go.
My name is Andrew Rosenthal. I am president of a nonprofit named Stop the Chop NYNJ, which is dedicated to quieting the skies over New York City, New Jersey. We have a tremendous problem in this district. I can give you 2 examples. You have you've had a world famous researcher on children's learning, named Arlene Bronzak, who recently died. She was a big supporter of us. She authored a seminal study on noise negative impact on children's learning. She was a big supporter of Stop the Chop and did believe that the helicopters are reducing our children's learning. We also know from lots of academic research that every time a helicopter flies over and you hear it, your blood pressure is going up. Whether you realize it or not, that's your body's response. We have the Central Park Conservancy and many other people in the City Council supporting us. We ask for you to approve this resolution, which would not eliminate medical or news or police helicopters, just non-essential tourist and charter ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
All right, next up, we have Jeanette Von Wild Goldman, and after Jeanette, we'll do Teresa Bernero and Zora Boyajieva.
Children should be taught Spanish.
Would you say your name and your address, please? Yes.
Yes, Jeanette Goldman, 111 East 85th Street, 1028.
Great.
Now, Spanish should be taught to all children in the early elementary years. Spanish is one of the cornerstones of our city. 2.7 million people speak Spanish. Basic Spanish should be taught to all children in elementary school. At the same time, the children who speak Spanish learn. The children that are white, and I hate to use the word, will be taught at the same time. They will speak to each other, they will work with each other, they will play with each other. And have you ever gone to a restaurant and it's something that we should be doing, should have done a long time. And I think it's something that if your children speak English and Spanish, you will too over the years.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for letting me speak. My name is Teresa Bernero. I am the principal of St. Joseph's School on 87th Street between First and York Avenues. I'm presenting for our 17th annual street fair. It began in 2005 with a small break for the pandemic, and we've been going strong ever since. It's a community event for our students, for our parish, for the neighborhood. It is open for all. We would have children's activities, vendors, inflatable rides, food, tag sale, items like that. And our normal hours would be between 10 to 5 on Saturday, May 16th. It will extend beforehand and afterwards due to setup and cleanup.
Okay,
Thanks. And
thank
the-
you. We understand you couldn't make the other meeting.
Yeah, I
so
apologize.
appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Okay.
Next up is Zora.
Thank you for announcing my name.
Congratulations.
Hello neighbors, my name is Zora Boyajieva. I'm a licensed practicing architect. I live on Roosevelt Island. And I'm also one of the founders of the newly formed Architectural Community Alliance of Roosevelt Island. I'm here to talk today about the problem that many of you might not know about because it's not advertised. And it is the unexpected rush demolition of the steam plant that currently exists on Roosevelt Island. It's a building that's built in the 30s, 1934, and then extended in the 50s. It's been decommissioned in 2013, and one morning we just woke up and we learned from the press, not from our city government, but from the press, that the building is currently demolished under emergency order of the former commissioner of Department of Buildings, James Otto. As a practicing architect, I looked at the building. By the way, I look at it every day. I pass by it with my child. And with my experienced eyes of somebody that looks on adaptive reuse for the past 20-something years, I looked at it one more time and I didn't see any visible signs of structural emergency. The building needs maintenance, but hardly does it need demolition to ground. When you issue emergency demolition order, then agencies are able to rush and demolish a building without going by the environmental rules and laws. They can skip those steps. And let me remind you what we can find in a building that's built, industrial building that's built in the 30s. It's lead, it's PCB, it's asbestos, it's, all the chemicals, all the scary toxin and chemicals that you can find anywhere are probably found in this building. So to this day, we haven't been able to receive an answer from HPD and DOB. What is the structural emergency really with this building? Does it exist? What is the forensic work that's been done in the building? We don't know because HPD doesn't communicate with us if there have been any testing done on the grounds. We don't know what's the real reason for this building to be demolished to ground. Now, let me tell you.
Okay,
as an
I'm
architect-
sorry, you're gonna have to wrap it up.
Okay,
Sorry.
one sentence. This building are sturdy. They have very good bones and they can be converted for community use. We need a new school on Roosevelt Island. We need affordable housing. They can be extended vertically. This type of building, they can be extended horizontally. And so help us vote for this resolution. Help us make HPD and UB to talk to us like we're human beings, like we matter, like we are the people that voted for them, put them in office and volunteered in their campaigns. They need to pause this demolition
Okay.
designed to happen in the vacuum of power between the two administrations. They need to disclose all the facts to us, clean, and let us participate in the decision what's gonna happen with this building. Thank
Okay,
you.
great, thank you.
Did you speak? Did you?
There are quite a few of electeds and representatives in the room. Shari, please. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, we will next have Judy Birdie, Cayman Kresnitsky, Kaylin Kresnitsky, and Nick Brenner. That's our next group of four. You can head up to the front, please.
Judy Birdie, 531 Main Street, Roseville Island, Roseville Island Historical Society. Welcome back. I haven't seen you guys in ages. Hi, thank you for here in person.
Nice to have you, Judy.
Welcome. You're coming in April, I hear. Okay, as Zora just said, we were completely blindsided by HPD's emergency demolition order for the steam plant. The steam plant was built in 1939 as part of the Goldwater complex. And since Goldwater closed, the steam plant was closed in 2013. The smokestacks next to the steam plant are definitely endangered of they have serious deficiency. They must be demolished. The steam plant itself, we don't know exactly because it's a little late in the game, but HPD has just gone ahead with a contractor. They've demolished found part of the area that has 50,000 gallon oil tanks. Some of them have leaked. There are many oil tanks in their field there, and nothing is being done as far as we are concerned. We know to make sure that whatever HPD is doing is being done legally and with protections. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next.
Next.
Did not do it. Now I don't know how to get it back one minute other than.
Greetings.
What's your name?
My name is Tom.
Great, thank you.
I want to urge the board today to support the resolution to stop the demolition of the Roosevelt Island steam plant. This isn't simply about preserving the historical building from the 20th century. It's about protecting both Roosevelt Island and the greater community board. The site is contaminated with lead, asbestos, PCBs, PFAS, and mercury, among additional other toxins. These are not only carcinogens poisons, but teratogens. These poisons will be affecting the development of generations not yet born. No safety measures have been taken, and there has already been a toxic spill, which was only caught because local citizens called the DEC, who happened to visit the site at the right moment to catch the demolition company in the act. The toxic dirt has already started to carry along the way to the Upper East Side, Astoria, and Long Island City, as well as the wider New York area. The circumstances around this rush demolition are dangerous and already affecting us. Please help us, your neighbors, yourself. Vote to stop this demolition. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, my name is Karin Kresnitsky. I'm a resident of Roosevelt Island. The previous mayor administration neglected the steam plant from the start. Suddenly, in the last hours, they rushed secretly to start the demolition. The new mayor administration is neglecting the residents of Roosevelt Island and their request to stop the demolition from the beginning. The level of disrespect and disregard of both administrations for the safety and health of the public is shocking. As of today, after the reckless removal of 8 oil tanks and 4 more kept open at the moment in the rain, after the Department of Environmental Conservation filed an active oil spill, still, no one is willing to answer the questions and concerns that we have. Please support the resolution to stop the steam plant demolition. We need transparency, accountability, and public involvement, especially in times like today.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nick, address 401 East 80th Street, Success. I'm a Freeside resident, and I want to urge the board today to support the resolution to stop the demolition of the Roosevelt Island Steam Plant. While the island does need more housing units, the community has not been included in the process of deciding the site's future. The demolition process lacks transparency and risks leaching toxic waste into the surrounding area, threatening the health of not only Roosevelt Island residents, but Upper East Side and Astoria residents as well. In the board's district needs statement for fiscal year 2027, the board seeks to protect the quality of life of Roosevelt Island residents. By halting the demolition, the board can ensure that toxic waste does not threaten the health of community members and open a door for community participation in the steam plant's future. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how the vote will come out tonight, but I just wanted to advise you that we don't have the right to halt anything, so don't expect too much from us. Yeah, no, okay, I just want to make sure everybody's expectations are where they need to be.
All right, we have our last group of 4 people in person, and then we're gonna move on to the Zoom crowd. We're gonna start with Kathleen Monkey, Matt Bauer, Dan Moran, and Greg Hutchko. That's our last group of 4. Come on up.
See that.
I don't see that either. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Hutchko, Library Manager of the Yorkville Branch of the New York Public Library on 79th Street. I'm just coming before you today to talk a little about the programming going on in your neighborhood here at 86th Street. Tomorrow at 5:30, they're starting their first Zumba class. All this week at all NYPL locations, we are having our winter reading challenge for children. Please come in, stop into your branches. Look online, see the days and times they are doing it. Roosevelt Island on March 7th is having an author talk with a very good U.S. historian Carol Bergen about Revolutionary Women and celebrating the country's 250th anniversary this year. And in the end of March, Yorkville will be having on the 27th at 5:30 an author talk entitled "The Talented Mrs. Mandelbaum: The Rise and Fall of America's First Organized Crime Boss." He's coming up. Thank you.
Seems to be missing. I'm Dan Moran, I live on the Upper East Side, 89th Street, 3rd. And I tried to buy a building on my block where I live that was Yorkville Van and Storage. And I hit the bid, couldn't buy the building, couldn't find out, no one would tell me why. And it turns out that somehow it became a men's drug shelter, homeless shelter on 89th and 3rd, connected physically to the largest liquor store on the Upper East Side, it's a right. So I don't know how this happened because I live on the block. All my friends own businesses on the block, and none of us knew about this. So how did it happen? I don't know. I want to make sure other people are aware of this. I was trying to use it for what it was intended for, which was storage for food. We're in the food distribution business. And I couldn't buy it and I hit the bid. So what's going on? I looked online now through some other friends too. And it turns out that the person who signed for it is an assistant deputy attorney or U.S. assistant.
I'm not familiar, we're not familiar with what you're talking about, so if you could leave the information with one of our associates in the back as to the address and your cotton.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be-
87th,
Well,
3rd Avenue,
just-
89th Street and 3rd.
Okay.
89th, 3rd, right next to Mr. Wright, the biggest liquor store on the Upper East Side.
Okay, get it, all right. No, we have not received any notification from the Department of Homeless Services regarding that location, so I just want to put that out there.
Just so you know, the actual thing was changed, its designation was changed. So that was confirmed, so.
Well, I don't know what you mean by designation.
It was never as a men's shelter or a homeless shelter or not for profit. It was on a company from the Upper West Side that also owns another men's shelter on the Lower East Side.
There's no shelter there, though. I mean, I'm just telling you, there's no shelter there. I don't know what,
I lived there and bricks fell off the building last night, just before this meeting. And they just did an emergency setup where they put up a shelter on the sidewalk so that people don't get killed. So now I think it's gonna.
I think
demo the city.
89th and 3rd, I think is Virginia Maloney's district. Am I wrong about that?
Where the storage is. The
It's
storage.
still Julie Menon. I don't know if Harry's here. Is Harry here right now?
That's Julie Menon.
Okay, I just said, is Harry here right now?
East side of the street, east side of the street.
It's the east side of the street, it's
It's Julie. I don't know if Harry's here. Can you, okay, can you stick around for like 10 or 15 minutes? And Jordan Lee will introduce you to Harry Gale, who's Julie Menon's representative. So we can try to work with that. Yes. Okay, it's freezing up here. Well, we can leave the door open over there too. I mean, we can maybe open up the other
Let
window.
me see what I can do once.
Okay, we're gonna start talking to people online at this moment.
This is the last call for Kathleen and Matt. Seeing none, we will go to
Evelyn David.
Valerie. You didn't even look at the screen. Give me just a second, Evelyn. We'll get you unmuted in no
I
time.
can't wait. I know what she's gonna talk about.
Evelyn, you're on the air.
Hey, good evening, everybody. You always make me laugh. Valerie, how did you know? Anyway, good evening, everybody. I live on Lexington Avenue, to those of you that I'm supposed to tell my address, between 62 and 63. That is my neighborhood. Well, that's where I live. So this is my harping on the snow removal. And the last meeting we were on, I said maybe sanitation could get one truck. We figured this out. One truck, put the plow going the other way, put the snow towards the median, go up, go back down, go back up again, push it even more, or just stick it on the median. You don't have to put it on it. You can put it near it. Park Avenue is I'm sorry, this is on Park Avenue, where there is a median that would allow for snow to be piled up next to it. It wouldn't have to go directly on the median, because somebody at the end of the meeting on the board said, you know, the people that put the plants on the median might not be too happy about this, based on the fact that what's in the snow with the salt, etc. So I understand that, but just pushing it up against it. And Park Avenue's got 3 lanes. Plus it's got it's big enough. Anyway, could somebody please relay this to sanitation people and ask them to please check into this and maybe actually think about doing this for the next big one? Anyway, this year was, you got it. I know you got it. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
We'll bring it up at.
Okay, I promised. I promised everybody I would say it again, so I did.
Thank you. We always appreciate hearing from you, Evelyn, and we are going to bring it up at District Service Cabinet, and actually tomorrow we'll be talking about snow removal in the entire borough with the borough president, because we've been hearing a lot of less than favorable reviews of snow removal.
Yes.
At least in Manhattan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very, very, very much. Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay.
And I see Matt Bauer has walked in. Matt, may I call you up to the front for your section there, and then we'll hop back to Zoom.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sorry.
Of course.
That's okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Bauer. I'm the president of Madison Avenue Bid, which runs from 57 to 86th Street. And just want to let you know that there's been 5, despite the snow, there's been 5 new businesses that have opened up on Madison Avenue in the month of February. So that's good. So first I'm going to give you a relocation of the largest stores, Macaj, good place for winter coats. 66th, 67th Street, the Sony, and a new larger store, 67th. Just yesterday, Hernias opened up on Madison between 57th and 58th, I guess just outside the district, but focusing on fashion from India as well as evening wear. Ruti, which focuses on women's contemporary, Madison 3. And Susan Alexandra, which had a very brief pop-up store during the holiday season, opened permanently at 1088 Madison from 81 to 82. I guess that's mine.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on your openings.
Thank you.
All right, next on Zoom, we have Fei Lee, who I don't see here, so let me try by phone number, and seeing none, we will move on to Robin Ostro, who is also not here. And let's see. Shayla Leader. There we go.
Hello, thank you for giving me a chance to speak. I live on East 87th Street in Carnegie Hill. I've lived here for 16 years. I'm also a member of Stop the Chop. During the 16 years I've lived here, the number, frequency, and volume of non-essential helicopters that are in our airspace has grown exponentially, which prompted my joining Stop the Chop. I'm deeply concerned about the potential danger posed by all of these non-essential helicopters that buzz our buildings, that pollute our air. The potential for a catastrophic accident should one or more of them crash, which has happened in the past and could happen in the future, seem to me to be enough of a rationale to ask the board to lend its support for a resolution calling for the banning of non-essential tourist and commuter helicopters over our densely populated airspace. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next up, we are going to hear from, we are going to hear from Liz Chow. Liz, you have a prompt to unmute now.
Hi, good evening. Liz Chow here. I live at 1025 Fifth Avenue, and I want to urge Community Board 8 to support the resolution banning commuter and tourist helicopters in New York. And I also urge you to support Federal Bill HR 3196, which would ban all non-essential helicopters in a 20-mile radius of the Statue of Liberty. I think everyone knows that helicopter noise is a critical quality of life problem, as helicopters take rich tourists on joyrides and ferry rich New Yorkers and New Jerseyites to airports and to their mansions on Long Island. Central Park is meant to be an oasis of peace and quiet, but the disruptive noise of helicopters hovering overhead ruins it. In addition to the well-known health harms of disruptive helicopter noise, helicopters cause stress due to fear of crashes, fear of terrorism, tremendous air pollution, and the reality that they are simply rich people's toys. It should be an easy decision for the community board to support these bans, given that non-essential helicopter traffic is an air and noise pollution and safety disaster created by the wealthiest, most selfish 1% of the 1% to the detriment of all New Yorkers. Please act now. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Next up, we have, let's see, not everyone is on the Zoom today. We have Tracy Flynn is not here. Tibor Crisco.
Hi, thank you so much. Good afternoon. My name is Tibor Crisco. I'm a resident of Roosevelt Island, living at Main Street and River Road. I'm a parent of 4 young children, and taking a moment to speak as an involved resident community member, asking the board, urging you all to support and pass the resolution regarding the steam plant. You've already heard several excellent comments, and I would echo everything that you heard there. Even though I understand this is not a binding power you all have, your support is meaningful and important. Key issues are the need for proper governance and transparency, which just has not been there despite the respectful, persistent requests of a number of residents across many demographic groups. We really want to have the community involved in this, even when there's a concern for emergency. And importantly, we want to focus on long-term health and the interests of the community. And that is, at so many points, to be demonstrated not to be there. We want to have faith in the agencies that are involved, but every time we've given them an opportunity to provide meaningful information and involve us, it has been rebuffed. And so we seek the long-term interests of the Roosevelt Island community, a part of the Community Board 8. Appreciate your time and energy, and again, urge you to please support and approve the resolution to pause or halt the demolition. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is Emanuela Grinberg.
Hi, yes, I am also a Roosevelt Island resident, asking you to adopt the resolution to pause the demolition. Really, you know, I come to this as a native New Yorker. I grew up on 66th Street, taking the tram to Roosevelt Island when I was young. I now live on the island in the very places where, you know, a lot of this development has emerged. So I'm very attuned to the idea of, you know, we want to develop and we want to grow as a community, but we just want to know what is going on. What is the emergency? Why is this steam plant being demolished? What is going on? We've had, you know, residents have just happened to, you know, they've been the ones who have been sharing the information with us about like oil spills happening in the midst of this demolition. Nobody has provided us with a clear answer as to what is the emergency. If the emergency is development, then let's hear it. Let's hear the reasons. Let's hear about the environmental impact studies that have been done to show that this is not going to be harmful to us. Let's just get the information. So, you know, I'm not saying that like don't ever do anything to the steam plant, but just give us the information and let's pause it in the meantime until this administration can share what got this all going. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Francesco Mara is next. Francesco, you have a prompt now to unmute.
Thank you. Can you hear me? I'm Francesco Maura. I'm living on Roosevelt Island, 531 Main Street, and together with my neighbor, I agree and I support the resolution to hold the works. I think it's, as a doctor, also is pretty insane that these things are rushed and performed without security and without communicating the what they found in the soil, considering that the building is also next to a leisure center where kids go to swim every day and do sports. So I think it's very unprofessional what is happening. And here it goes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, Benedict Duffy.
Hello. I felt motivated to come today to also agree with a lot of my neighbors about halting the demolition of the steam plant on Roosevelt Island. I'm a lifelong resident of Roosevelt Island, and buildings like that are very rare and special in New York City. And I want to urge the board to vote in favor of the resolution to ask the demo to be halted. And that's all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Starlight Harris. Starlight, you should have a prompt to unmute on your screen. There you go.
Okay. Hi. I'm also a resident of Roosevelt Island, and I live on Main Street. And I am opposed to the demolition in its current form, only because we don't have any transparency about exactly what's going on and what the actual emergency is. And my biggest concern are the toxins that are being spilled, such as the oil and the soil. And we're looking possibly into all this money that is being spent to have this demolition done when the building could be landmarked or repurposed, such as like the smallpox ruins or the lighthouse or many other, like the church that we have on Main Street. These are all buildings that are landmarked, and it would be great to either repurpose the building or, you know, just make it a, you know, a place for tourists to visit. And I just don't understand the urgency. And, you know, I want to say that it's very close to the tram and the bridge. And unless they can come up with some type of urgency to let us know and involve the community, I just urge the board to pass a resolution to support the halt to the demolition. Thank you for your time and have a great evening.
Thank you for joining us.
Next up, with great taste in names, it's Ian Vera.
I appreciate that.
Happy Tuesday. I'm Ian Vera. I live on 540 Main Street, Roosevelt Island. I'm not here to talk about the demolition, though. I'm learning a lot from people here. I wanted to ask about the shelter at 1114, actually. In the last meeting at Casbury Hall, people were told that it's operating under a 30-year contract, and then it was also quickly converted from a men's shelter into a women's shelter. Um, I'm just wondering, and then there was also the mixed use redesignation, which happened very quickly and without a lot of oversight, I think. So I'm just wondering, are there any safeguards that are in place so that it can't be switched back to a men's shelter, or the use of it is changed again?
I answer that.
If you'd like.
Just a clarification on the 30-year lease. The provider has a 30-year lease with the landlord, but its contract to provide the shelter services is a 5-year contract with the city, with the option, at the option of both parties to continue it an additional 4 years. So there's a distinction between the provision of the services and the actual leasing of the space in the building. That's all we know about the lease at this point. Somebody else asked us to request a copy of the lease. We're requesting it, but I don't know when we'll get it, if we'll get it. I know it is a document that needed to be filed as part of the application, but that doesn't mean that's available for public view. The other question you asked about switching around the shelter designation, unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you, but we can try to find out. I don't know. Just to be clear, this is the Department of Homeless Services. This is under the mayor of the city of New York. And every agency has different processes. And unfortunately, their process does not really involve a specific protocol for input from the community and or any city council person or anything like that. So this is a mayoral agency, but we will ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. And next up, we are going to hear from Lydia Tang. Go ahead, Lydia.
Hi, my name is Lydia Tong. I also live on Roosevelt Island. My concern is also with the demolition of the steam plant. And my greatest concern is the health risk to all the Roosevelt Islanders and everybody around. Remediation should be covered or contained, but from all observations, it looks like it's totally exposed to the environment. The dig, per aerial pictures that have been taken by fellow residents, show that there's no real monitoring of air quality. Our biggest concern is that it's going to be the next Erin Brockovich situation, with health risks to the greater community, not just Roosevelt Island, but Long Island City, Astoria, the Upper East Side. Environmental health concerns. We've had hundreds of years of hazardous medical waste deposited in that same area, smallpox hospital waste as well, and the mutations with all the chemical toxins mixed in there, it's just incredibly concerning. So I want to lend my support to a resolution to halt this process.
Thank you, Lydia. We appreciate your participation.
Next up, we're going to hear from Rachel Dowling. Rachel, you should see a prompt on your screen to unmute. Now, we'll come back to you in just a moment. We're going to move on to Amy Namdar. Go ahead, Amy.
Hi, joining you from 405 Main Street on Roosevelt Island, which is actually right next door to the steam plant demolition site. I'm joining the chorus to express my concern and ask the board to vote to halt this demolition until we have more information about the safety standards for the site and the chemicals. We're currently in this building undergoing local law 11 work on our facade, which has allowed air infiltration into my apartment and my neighbor's apartments. Fumes have come in, so it's gravely concerning to me as the mother of 2 young children, one of whom has significant special needs, that this work is done above board safely and with, you know, the proper oversight and communication with the community. I think it's fundamentally vital for a community like Roosevelt Island, especially. We're a small town in a big city. We're watching, we're looking, and we see what's going on. So we need answers. Please halt this. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. All right, and Rachel Dowling, let's give it another try. If you can unmute, any luck? Otherwise, we're going to move on to Nancy. Nancy, you have a prompt to unmute now. There we go.
Hi, thanks for hearing me. I was just wanted to see if there's a way to advocate about the shelter at 1114 First Avenue, to advocate to a lesser amount of beds given the high congestion in that area. I know they said 200, but I strongly feel that is just way too many with all the big stores like Home Depot, the hospital offices on that block with disabled people going to their appointments. The Trader Joe's. There's the school, there's the Equinox Club, there's the congestion zone is right there, the ramps to the FDR drive, the north and southbound, the ramps coming on and off the bridge. There's high pedestrian traffic as well as car traffic. I just think it's a really bad spot for many reasons. And I was also wondering if they did all the safety plans that they were supposed to do. And if that has all been done. It's just a big concern for me and for the area.
Thank you for your comment, Nancy. Could you just identify where you live? I think you didn't tell us.
I live at 1140 First Avenue.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to comment that just with any occupancy of a building, whether it's a shelter, a store, a new apartment building, you still have to comply with building codes and you still have to get certificates of occupancy, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody asked us about who would be giving them clearance, you know, about fire concerns. I mean, we have an FDNY, we have a Department of Buildings. This is not a building that's going to escape any of those regulatory frameworks. So I appreciate the comments, but that's the way it works here in New York City. Thank you.
Next up, Dylan Kennedy. Dylan.
I just wanted to speak very briefly in support of the homeless shelter. I know we've heard a fair number of different concerns, one about the number of occupants, two about the type of occupants. But I do think while shelters like this are not something that most people jump and demand for their neighborhood, it's important for them to be spread throughout the city. So there are lots of opportunities. And yes, it is right next to the Trader Joe's and it's right next to the hospital, but those are valuable services that can help those who might need it most. So I will end it there, but just wanted to quickly voice my support for that. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thanks, Dylan. And next, from a little bit uptown from here, it's Andrew Fine.
What have you got for us tonight, Andrew?
Andrew, do you see that?
Hey guys, thank you. I am here. I am here. Thank you very much. I'm here to represent myself and the newly formed Common Sense Coalition and Common Sense Streets. I just want to say that most New Yorkers do not want year-round dining sheds that reduce the quality of life and increase rats and noise. We do not want universal daylighting that is proven by the DOT estimates to increase accidents by 50 to 100%. We do not want dumpsters and parking spots. We do not want more parking meters. No, thank you. We do not want beige painted roadways declared sidewalks. We don't want green waves which set the speed limits 15 miles an hour in favor of e-bikes, but slow cars, buses, and cabs. This is not what we're looking for. Unregulated e-bikes, e-scooters, and e-motos are a non-starter for us. I just want everybody here to please reach out to your city council members, your assembly members, your state senate members, and please let them know that we don't want this radical redesign of the streets. We want the streets to move, and we want the majority to be recognized for what they want on our streets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Rachel, go ahead. You see that unmute prompt? Raised your hand there. Sorry, Rachel, we'll come back to you in a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to move on to Lo Vanderval.
Hi, Lo.
Lo, is it?
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, thank you. My name is Lo Vandervalk, representing Carnegie Hill Neighbors. I want to bring up a revision in the plans for the hospital MSK, which was approved, I believe, about a year ago. It was originally to be about 600 feet tall at the corner of northwest corner of 66th and York Avenue. They have recently revised it downwards, which we pushed very hard for. It was now going to be about 480. We wanted it to come down to 400, but that's more than halfway to what we had hoped for. And we cannot explain why they made the revision. They may have asked for more than they needed, expecting to be chopped back. And so this is a later adjustment. So, but we think it's a positive sign, and we wanted Community Board 8 to be aware of it. Also, I want to say we support very strongly a curtailment of non-essential helicopters, and we think Jerry Nadler was an early proponent of this effort, and we thank him greatly for his efforts. And we hope the Community Board will support this as well and continue to support it. Thank you so much.
Next up, Stephanie Reckler.
Stephanie Reckler here. I'm one of the founding members of the Committee to Protect Our Lenox Hill Neighborhood. You hear from me frequently. I live at 78th and Park. Northwell considers the Upper East Side its campus, with desperate non-concurrent buildings scattered throughout the neighborhood. I'd like to call your attention to the new storefront called the Northwell Spine Institute on 3rd Avenue between 70th and 71st Street. This storefront is still under construction. It is a street-level advertisement, whereas the proposed 360-foot tower on Lexington Avenue and 77th Street, which we are opposing, is an advertisement in the sky, both to attract private pay patients. Our Article 78 has a court date of May 21st. The certificate of need application has not yet been submitted. We will testify against it and ask for your support to write or to attend meetings either in Albany, in New York, or on Zoom. It was announced yesterday that Northwell is putting an additional $41 million into the building on 3rd Avenue and 77th Street. They are calling it a cancer center, not to be finished until June 2027. We question how come Northwell is so flush with money, whereas the other the world-class hospitals on the Upper East Side all are having financial issues. That's it. That's my
Thank you,
update.
Stephanie, done.
We'll give Rachel one more chance to unmute. I'm sorry, Rachel, but I can tell you that Rachel had planned to speak against the demolition of the steam plant on Roosevelt Island.
Okay, we're at the end of the public session. I just want to thank everybody from Roosevelt Island who came to our meeting tonight live and in person, and for also participating on Zoom. I want to also let you know that we will be holding our one meeting per year on Roosevelt Island in April. And so we hope you will join us there for the meeting. I can't remember which day it is. I'm sorry at this moment. I don't want to give you the wrong date. So please go to our website to make sure when it is. And we invite everyone from Roosevelt Island and from the rest of Community District 8 to come to Roosevelt Island that night and join us at the meeting.
It'll be at Cornell Tech.
Yeah, Cornell Tech, which has excellent acoustics. Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Can I have a motion to adopt our agenda? All in favor? Okay. And then adoption of the minutes? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first now we'll go to, is anybody here from the Manhattan Borough President's office? Okay, no. Anybody online? No, okay. So.
Oh, wait, we do have one person online from the Borough President's office. Go ahead.
Who is that?
Can you hear me?
Substitute Sawaiba this week.
Oh, okay. We can now.
Yes, I'm helping Sawaiba to do the report. She's having her well-deserved vacation time, so I'm here. She remains your community liaison, so don't worry. I do have some announcement with you guys. The first one is that our funding, but actually a budget season is actually now is actually open. Actually, the deadline is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So we're especially interested in arts and cultural related proposals this year that includes the request from schools, public schools. So if you have questions or you want to apply, you can go to our website. It has more details on it. And also that our community board application is now open. I believe Sawaiba already sent out reminders to the current community board members who are up to reapply this year. And we also encourage people to spread the words for us, to have their family and friends who are interested in community boards to apply this year. And also on 22nd, which is this coming Sunday, is our Manhattan Borough Convention, aka Brad Holman Siegel's swearing ceremony. So if you haven't and you want to go to this event, please go to our website. It has information regarding how to RSVP. We've already have over 1,000 RSVPs this year. We have a lot of fun events before and after the actual show. And please bring your family, your friends. It's a kids-friendly event, so you feel free to bring your kids to the event. Last but not least, now is the tax season. We do have our free tax prep workshop in our Northern Manhattan office. This is actually now ongoing and will be ending on April 15th. So if you haven't filed a tax and you want to take this advantage, please go to our Northern Manhattan office, or just to call our office, or to go to our website for more information on this. That'll be all my reports.
Okay, I have a question for you. We've had some board members who've tried to sign up for the February 22nd event, and they've been told it's sold out. So you keep saying, come on down, and
oh,
they've been knocked out.
I was actually not told of that. if it's sold out, probably it's over capacity because Lincoln Center did tell us that they have a limit on their capacity. So probably it's too popular. So I'm sorry, I'll take my word back. Don't
Okay,
spread
well, if
the
you find
rumors.
out it's not, if you find out it's not sold out, can you also let us know that? Because we do have some board members and maybe some other people who might be interested in attending.
Of course, of course. I know, and I know that not all the RSVPs will show up at the event, so we will update you on that if there's any more availabilities on that front.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Elected representatives, come on down. Are we doing the haiku tonight or is it a magic trick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, just go in that corner over there. Me? Yeah, well, no. Just pushing you all.
All right, CB8, here we are. We're gonna try to do better than haiku. So today, if it's a heart, there's gonna be free mammogram screenings on March 26th. Call our office for appointments. A club's gonna be free legal services February 23rd, with NILAG free shred trucks at Diamond, that'll be March 7th. Or if we get a spade, then I'm gonna tell you all about what Assemblymember Boris just introduced in terms of fighting ice in Albany. Quick magic trick, this is a shuffle deck of cards. We don't have time for anyone else to shuffle it, but anyone that over here can just tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Right here? All right, would you just tell everybody the suit of that card, please? What's Joker? Perfect. Joker means all the above, not joking. We're doing all those things, guys. Joker means all of them. There's nothing more I have to say about the top announcements, but I do want to tell you a little bit more about what we've done in Albany, which is that just last week, Assemblymember Boris introduced 2 bills in Albany to help fight ICE. One of them is that Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh named the Kavanaugh Stops changes so that reasonable suspicion can be based on the language you speak, what you look like, or even just where you frequent. We said, no, that's not in New York. Okay, that's bill number 1. The second bill is the fact that there are incredible federal benefits programs for folks who worked in the federal government and then were laid off. New York designed a great federal benefits program. This bill says that should not apply to people who are working at ICE since January of last year. So these 2 bills have just been introduced. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave this in the back and my business cards. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, who wants to follow that?
I'll send
You're brave, you get extra points.
If everyone, may I send you the mic at the podium there? Sorry. Thank you.
Doesn't matter. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kate Leslie, and I do community affairs for State Senator Serrano. I have a very short message for you today. This is from Senator Serrano. Budget negotiations are underway in Albany. As Chair of Cultural Affairs, I led a joint hearing on Parks and Rec and hosted Arts Day. 2 of my bills passed, creating arts and cultural districts and a task force on outdoor environmental education. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Wheeler from Congressman Jerry Mather's office. Our co-chief of staff from DC is up tonight. His name's John Doty. He's been with the congressman for almost 3 decades.
31 years.
Yeah. So I just thought it'd be a fabulous excuse to hear from someone else other than me.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. It's an honor to be here. I want to start by thanking Community Board 8 for working with our office to secure $850,000 to reconstruct and modernize the Seabury Playground. That was recently enacted into law. There's also $250,000 in the latest appropriations bill for a Roosevelt Island tram upgrade to reconstruct and modernize the Roosevelt tram. There's also $12 million worth of projects scattered throughout the district that he secured. We want to thank everybody for working with the office to make sure that happened. From Washington, I have just 3 big things I want to say. I want to use the big acronym. So first is B, that's Pam Bondi. Congressman Nadler questioned her when she came before the Judiciary Committee last week. You may have seen it. She wanted to talk about the Dow Jones. Everything else.
He fell
Didn't
asleep.
want to answer the question about why she hasn't indicted any of Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators. So that was the first thing. That's the B. I is on ICE. Congressman Mather has been strong in condemning everything that ICE is doing. He's spoken out in hearings, he's spoken out on the floor. He voted against the appropriations bill that was for ICE individually. He also voted for the 2-week extension of ICE. He said, no, I'm not going to vote for any more money for ICE at all. So he voted against that as well. That's ICE. He also voted he sponsored a resolution to impeach Christy No. So that's the second thing there. And then finally, Gateway. It's a huge construction project. Trump has been trying to meddle with it, stop it as much as he can. But the funding, Congressman Mather and his New Jersey colleague, Senator Schumer and everybody else have been funding to release that funding. And I think I saw an alert that came through today that they released $132 million to get that project started. So that's one of the things that we're doing in Washington.
I just want to say that was the best 1 hour spent with an elected official during my term as chair, that Will and I went to meet with the congressman and his great staff, including Hannah, and we came down with our fabulous district needs statement, and we said, what can you help us with here? And it resulted in $1 million worth of projects. So thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Hi, everybody. My name is Julian Piazza. I supervise community engagement at Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Some of you may remember I used to be the assigned community engagement coordinator for the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side. The good news is that we have a new coordinator for that assigned area, so I won't be doing double duty, which led me to be at Community Board 8 a little bit less frequently. The bad news is she's covering one of the conflicting meetings this evening, so she's not here, but she will be kind of the main point of contact going forward. Though I have my business cards here, happy to connect you to her or to answer questions that might come up. I also want to announce that we have our high school resume workshop on Friday. You can register using this QR code. There's a bunch of flyers out there. Happy to send you digital copies. It's a really wonderful opportunity to both network with ADAs, professional staff in our office, and whether young people have a resume, need to create one. It's a really great opportunity also to apply for our high school summer internship. The deadline is at the end of next week, and it's a paid 5-week program giving young people a hands-on experience in the criminal justice system. So feel free to get more information from me afterwards. I also wanted to briefly announce an indictment affecting this neighborhood. Recently, Michael Patterson has been charged with 5 counts of arson in the 3rd degree and 4 counts of arson in the 5th degree for arsons on the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side, including at East 92nd and 91st and East 70th and 71st. Unfortunately, no one was harmed in these acts of arson. However, we take damage to property, to our communities very seriously as well. So more information is in the indictment on manhattanva.org. But it's good to see many people. So you have a great rest of the meeting. Thanks.
While we're interested in hearing about an indictment, we'd also like you to come back and tell us what the resolution is. Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Harry Gale here, District Chief of Staff for Speaker Julie Menon of the City Council. Great to be back with you all. As many of you know, yesterday, Mayor Mamdani addressed City Council with his preliminary budget proposal. Many City Council members shared concerns with much of his proposal. Over the month of March, the Speaker will be holding select hearings with various agencies at City Hall so that City Council can move forward with their preliminary budget proposal so we can move forward in a productive way. In that end, Councilmember Menon sponsored Introduction 5A. What this does is it will hopefully save money in our procurement process and city contracts. So this will hold bad actors accountable who put misinformation in their bids. It's horrible when folks do this, and it can cost the city millions and millions of dollars. So this is going to fine them $1,000 to $25,000 per piece of misinformation, which will hold bad actors accountable and save the city money, which is excellent. Multiple bills that were mentioned in her 5-point plan to combat anti-Semitism last month have been introduced, including hers to establish a buffer zone around religious institutions, others that will put buffer zones around private schools and parochial schools that can't afford security on their own. There are many other bills, which is exciting. I'll finish off. I know many folks are very concerned about the homeless shelter on 61st Street and First Avenue. It's been a pleasure working with Community Board 8, Ian, and Chair Valerie Mason on this. Our office was able to advocate for this shelter to change from what was to be a men's shelter to a women's shelter. And we were able to advocate to DHS and the mayor's administration, and that was successful. Mitigations are still being looked at. Our advocacy is ongoing. There are many other mitigations that folks may or may not know about, including an 11 p.m. curfew. Folks will be staying to 9 to 12 months at this site. And there are other things I'm happy to discuss as well, including 24-hour security. And Inspector Lazarus of the 19th Precinct has agreed to increase their police presence at this location as needed. Happy to discuss further if folks want to come up to me individually. And thanks so much for having me.
Can you speak to the Roosevelt Island people?
Sure, about the steam plant demolition.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that our office has been in touch with the HPD. I know that folks are worried about an oil spill that's been denied by the HPD, saying that has absolutely never happened, according to the HPD. I know that we're looking at many mitigations that I'm happy to speak to after. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
We can smell it.
So we've been told that they are removing drums of oil from the site, but that there has not been an oil spill.
Was the facility lying there?
By the way, this is from the HPD, so this is what our office has heard from HPD. I do not represent HPD nor the mayor's office. I'm just communicating what they've told our office.
So I will be happy to send you the dispute case number of the Department of Environmental
Okay,
Conservation.
so
Thank you very
maybe Harry, you can just step out into the
I'm happy to
hallway
step out and
and
discuss
with
further.
everyone from Roosevelt Island so that you might continue the discussion.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming, Harry. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Reese here, council member Virginia Maloney's office. From in the last month, she was, did have a very successful inauguration ceremony right in the neighborhood at Hunter College. A lot of community board members were there. Thank you, Valerie Mason. Thank you, Tanya Barrero, who we probably could not have put together that event without. That went very well. And then right back to business, council member Maloney was named chair of the Economic Development Committee, which does have oversight over the Economic Development Corporation of New York City, which in turn manages the helipad, the East River helipad. So she will be holding a hearing on that in her committee. The first hearing, however, is going to be on February 27th, and it will be on the economic impact of FIFA and the World Cup coming to our area. She was named to a number of other committees, including sanitation, housing, cultural affairs, small business, higher education, fire and emergency management. And finally, she was elected co-chair of the city council's Manhattan delegation. She's also introduced a couple of bills. One of the bills that in that package that Harry Gale from Julie Mannon's office have been talking about will help strengthen emergency preparedness for religious institutions by providing funding, enhanced funding and NYPD support for those institutions. She's also introduced a measure to address the affordable housing crisis in part. It's called the Shared City Act. It would create a safe, regulated, and affordable housing option to fill the gap between outdated SRO models and expensive studio apartments, which an average studio apartment is apparently about $4,000 a month now in Manhattan. It would eliminate the need for every unit to have its own bathroom. It would allow for shared kitchens, shared bathrooms. It would make much easier conversion of commercial to residential space. And we will certainly be reporting back to you on that legislation going forward. Last Wednesday, she did meet with Lo Vandervalk and Carnegie Hill neighbors, and also attended a ribbon cutting for the new Arts Center at the 92nd Street Y. I probably left out some things, but it's been a busy month, and we will see you again next month. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Audrey?
Elections matter.
Hello, I'll be quick. I'm Audrey from Liz Kruger's office. The senator has been the co-chair of the finance hearings that are going on, the budget hearings up in Albany. She already proposed a number of pieces of legislation, including a moratorium on pause on data centers, AI data centers, everything from storage room facilities, making sure your property is protected, and even healthcare privacy. But I do want to talk to you about two things. One is in terms of Roosevelt Islanders, who, full disclosure, I'm an Islander. Two things. We, like Harry, have definitely been meeting with HPD and with BJ Jones. And again, we don't have confirmation of these particulars. We'll follow up. I'll follow up. We made sure that Rachel Swick sent out a very detailed letter about health and safety precautions, which I believe did have more information on the procedures they're putting in place to make sure things are being done environmentally, procedures are being followed. We all know sometimes the communication is not always what the facts are, so we will follow up. I also, since you're here, want you to know that Liz did secure about $400,000 in funding to rebuild Eleanor's Pier on Roosevelt Island. So the other point that I think is important is that, as Valerie mentioned, the women's residence is up to the DHS and the mayor, but Liz does want you to know that she supports well-run shelters and residences. She always has. We have a number of them in our Senate district. And a lot of the communities react the same way when they first hear about it as what we heard last week. We understand that. But we are committed to working with Valerie and Barbara and Wilma here at CB8, ESNA, the providers. We've already met with the providers to make sure that this is a well-run shelter. Liz is committed to that. I also want to quickly tell you, and I think Courtney can confirm this, and Harry can, we get lots of calls in our district. And it's not just because there are homeless on the street, which we get a lot of, but also because people in Community Board 8 are evicted. And they're evicted and the marshals come in, and it's often the majority are older women, single women, and they're not going to find another rental. And they're not going to find, they don't have a job quickly, and they don't have a loved one who's able to give them a room or a couch even to stay on indefinitely. And it's a horrible situation, and no one imagines they're going to go through it. But when we get those calls and we have to give them some hope, I got to tell you, being able to tell them there's a well-run, safe shelter in the neighborhood that they know is a little bit of comfort for them. So again, Liz is committed, we're all committed, we're going to be on the path that this should be a well-run shelter. That's it, have a good meeting, to be continued. Thank you, Leslie. We appreciate that.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Courtney Pharisee, Assembly Member Sewerage Chief of Staff. As Chair of the Assembly Aging Committee, the Assembly member continues to focus on helping older adults and people with disabilities age safely and affordably in place. With rising rents impacting many residents on the Upper East Side of Roosevelt Island, she recently authored an op-ed calling for action, and you can read about that in Our Town. She also joined the Age Strong Coalition in Albany to advocate for full funding of older adult services and implementation of the state's master plan on aging. We're currently accepting nominations for our annual Women of Distinction Awards. Many past honorees have been current and former Community Board 8 leaders, so we encourage nominations from our community. Upcoming events include a no-cost housing legal clinic on February 24th, benefits meeting with Live On New York on March 18th, a virtual RAD Academy training for supers and management companies on March 27th, and free screening mammograms on April 16th. As always, please consider our office a resource. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. All right, I think we're finished with elected reports, and these representatives are here. If you're from the public and you have something you want to share with them, this would be the time. It's one of the reasons that we require them to be in the room. And they're all nice people and they're all ready to help. Okay, so my report. I don't know where to start. I'm happy that everyone's here today. This can be a very difficult job. It can be very challenging. It's been a very rough week. Maybe no, it's been a very rough since January, since I made the announcement about the shelter. We completely understand people's fears. I think I was quoted in the press at some point saying, well, I think when I made the original announcement, I said, don't get crazy. Little did I know how much of a future seer. Anyway, I just want to say a couple of things. Number one, I just want to say thank you to all of the community board members and to everyone and there have been a lot of people who have reached out to to say how supportive they have been of this community board and how we have approached this issue, and complimented us on the way we ran our meeting, and that we gave everyone an opportunity to speak. If I have one regret about last Monday, is that people felt who were in favor of the shelter were afraid to say that they were in favor of the shelter. And so we didn't hear from those people live and in person, but we have heard from them in terms of correspondence and emails and calls. I want to especially give a shout out to the people who were brave enough to speak their opinions in the room. They were treated badly, and unfortunately, I couldn't control that as best as I wanted to. It was, running a community board meeting is not easy because we do not have a dedicated space. And so we cannot control the environment that we were in or in from time to time. We're lucky enough to have a great relationship with Marymount and get this room on a monthly basis. But when someone calls from, homeless services and says, can we have a meeting tomorrow? And we know that there are going to be a lot of people who are interested in the meeting, and there were over 600 people who participated last Monday, both in person and on Zoom. It's not that easy. The room we were in, all the acoustics were lovely. It was very difficult. It felt very bad that one of the co-chairs of our committee was not able to have access to the stage because of her disability. And she was very gracious and stayed at the back. It was also very difficult to, you couldn't see it from the meeting, but the only thing that was lit was the stage. Everybody else was in darkness. And there were very steep stairs, okay? So when people were yelling at me and screaming at me and threatening me, which I can take care of myself, but, looking at me and walking up the steep stairs, that was a danger to that person. So the remarks I made were because that person was in danger. And the last thing I wanted to do, which was while he was yelling at me, was to fall down the stairs. And that's why I made the comment I made.
It's great.
So I appreciate that. That's okay. That's okay. Again, my only regret was that there were members of this community who felt endangered, that they couldn't speak their opinions. And I wanted to make it clear that there are many, 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 many people who are in favor of the shelter, and we did not hear from them in that manner on last Monday. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and I also want people to understand, again, that different agencies have different protocols, and this is not a Euler process. We are not written into the shelter process to say, hey, you have to come to the community board first for a siting. You have to you have to do an EIS. You have to do this, you have to do that. And that is not the protocol for the siting and opening of shelters. And so we'll do a little report when we get to our services committee later on. But I want you to know that whichever way this comes out, and I think perhaps the board may vote on a resolution in support or against the shelter tonight, we are committed to continue to work with this community, with the providers of the shelter, with DHSS, to make, if obviously this is going to happen, to make this a success, both for the people who are in the shelter and for this community, because the Upper East Side has always led the way in many things. And we can show people that even a shelter that we may think is too big or not the perfect shelter for this community, that we are here and we are here for other New Yorkers and we support them. Because I think what Audrey said was really important. People don't realize how many people are unhoused into the city of New York right now. We see some of them on our streets, but there are children and there are elderly women, elderly men. And for whatever their circumstance, they find themselves unhoused. And I think everyone in this room has compassion for those people because you don't know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. And you don't know what's going to happen to somebody in your family or somebody that you know. And I am a native New Yorker, and despite what the rest of the country might think, we have always taken care of our own. We have always done that. And I think this community will do that. We're doing it with the shelter on 91st Street, which has a cab that meets every month, talking about issues. No one should expect that that is going to turn out 100% right on the day that it's open. It's a process. But I think as we approach everything in this community, we are committed to the success and the best of its kind. And I think that that's what will happen here too. So I've said enough, and that's the end of my report, except to say we have some new co-chairs. Russell is joining the Bylaws and Governance Committee as a co-chair. Our friend Miles over here is going to be co-chair of Street Life. And Brad Richardson, I don't know if he's in the room, but he's going to be, oh, there you are, sorry, going to be a co-chair of Parks. So, yeah, I think it's great. And we'll be sending out the additional committee assignments, but I don't think anybody's moving around. So there may be one or two additional committees, but it's been a busy month, so I didn't get that out as quickly as I would have liked. But thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, in the district manager world now, I'll start with a quick follow-up from the borough president's office, which is that the office is aware of the situation with the borough convention being quite popular and oversubscribed. They have confirmed some overflow space and more details will be coming soon, but they should open registration again shortly. The application for community board membership for those of you who are members on the even year appointment cycle, or those of you who are having fun and wish you could spend more time with us, are due February 27th at 5 p.m. on the Manhattan Borough President's website. If you are having trouble completing the application in one go, which I have heard from a number of you that it's a long form, way at the bottom, there is a save button. I learned that today, so you can save your work as you go. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier. We're happy to help with questions, but ultimately we are not responsible for that form, but we're happy to help where we can. You know we love forms, and I have an update on that coming soon. The district service cabinet, which we have as required under the city charter, is meeting next week. And before we have our first district service cabinet meeting of the year, which is designed to facilitate service delivery and get people from agencies in the same room together, we had our first meeting of what Valerie promised, a neighborhood association cabinet. So yesterday we had a Zoom meeting with representatives from about half a dozen neighborhood associations around the Upper East Side who told us about the issues that are important to them and that we will bring to district service cabinet to help with municipal service delivery, everything from stickers on light posts to snow removal, to pigeons, all kinds of fun things. So that's district service cabinet. I want to speak very briefly about Legionnaire's disease. Some of you have been reading media reports about Legionnaires in the neighborhood. Legionnaires, I understand, and I've written this in the newsletter as well, is really a headline grabber because you hear about Legionnaires and you think about in Harlem last summer, there was a really similar, or Legionnaires was in the news. It was not a similar case. That was where it was in cooling towers. And so a fine mist carrying Legionella floated down to the street. Many people were sickened. The Legionnaires case you all have been hearing about in the news on the East Side is confined to the internal hot water system of one building. And while that means some very cold, unpleasant showers for residents of that building, there's not a risk to the wider community. And
Although we
the-
feel for that
we really do feel for them, and worked with the Parks Department to open up the John Jay Shower House last weekend, and are we considering that long term? Did they get the water heated up?
We're doing a survey of our residents to see how many people would like to take advantage of that in the
Okay.
long term, as we have some internal mitigations.
Right.
But so we'll see what the numbers look like.
Excellent. And the Parks Department was really great about opening that up, so special thanks to them.
You into the parks.
It was all your idea and Parks did it, so I just made phone calls, so. Thank you. Great. So moving right along, snow removal. It's finally above freezing, which is really exciting news, and it's raining, so it should be taken care of. I believe they're back on schedule now, and I know collections were delayed, but everything should be moving again. I want to offer special thanks to the Department of Sanitation. There were a couple situations where garbage was piled really high in front of a building, or a snow pile was blocking the loading dock at New York Presbyterian, and we were able to call them. Their superintendent, who, by the way, is acting superintendent right now for this district because the current guy is out with an injury. So someone was really thrown into the fire. They did a wonderful job getting people out on the next shift. And that's a reminder, of course, that if you have similar issues in the future and you'd like to get a sanitation crew out or any other municipal agency, call us, and we can sometimes work miracles with help from folks in those agencies. We're working on more digitized forms, which is very exciting, which means we're going away from paper and away from scans of Xeroxes of typewritten forms, and more toward things people will be able to do online for things like land use and parking. And absences and requests to join online will be a form, hopefully by this time next month as well, replacing my dreaded email folder. So we're very excited about that. We have our wonderful Scarlett Healy has been working on those forms. Unrelated, we're looking forward to finally being able to look at a hiring process. We've been understaffed since I started due to some budget constraints. And as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year in June, we're going to be able to start that hiring process again. And I hope that we'll be able to share some news with all of you on that very soon. This is a city hiring process. So, we're looking at it's a long process, but we're excited to get started. Finally, a procedural note before we move into the really fun portion of the evening is that we're going to try something different this time by request of the secretaries, where we are going to do an attendance roll call to get started so that we don't find out who's missing and who's dropped off of Zoom on the first vote. We'll start with a quick roll call. Did I get that right, Craig? Excellent. So that's my report.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you. I just want to say that thank you to the staff. Things have been really working very well, and I hope that you're taking advantage of the fact that we have a great team, both in terms of fielding questions and getting things worked upon. So, okay, we're gonna move. Well, which one elected?
I'll do it. And
You're on red. You have to turn it to.
all right, I'll do the roll call, and I'll also just ask those, if anyone is leaving early, if there's some way you can just motion to the secretaries, or if you're online, if you can just let someone know that you have left, so we can make sure that we're accurately reflecting any votes that are done by acclamation. Thank you so much. So let's do this. Anderson. Here. Angelos. Here. Ashby.
Yes.
Avasar.
Here.
Barron.
On Zoom.
On Zoom.
I thought she may be on Zoom, but I don't see her.
And this is why we do this. All right, Birnbaum.
Present.
Forrest.
Here.
Ferrera.
Here.
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 Cone.
Here.
Coleman.
Here.
Cormac.
Here.
Paulson.
Here.
Barber.
Here.
Fink.
Here.
Alan Clark.
Here.
Parsad.
Here.
Halpern.
Here.
Hershenson.
Here.
Hussein.
Yes. Here.
Johnson.
Yes. Yeah.
Berkeley is not here. Later, here. Love.
Here.
Mason.
Here.
McClemens. Here. Michaels. No Michaels. Phillips. No Phillips. Price.
No.
Yes.
Rose.
Here.
Salcido.
No.
No Salcido. Sanchez. No Sanchez.
Yeah.
Schneider.
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
Salam.
Here.
Selway.
Here.
Slade.
Here.
Squire.
Here.
Stein.
Here.
Tamayo.
Present.
Wald.
I'm not seeing.
All right, Warren.
Here.
Weinberger.
Here.
Weena.
Here.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay,
Streetlight.
Miles, do you want to join me up here?
Yes. That was the highlight of the Monday meeting when I told Miles he was gonna.
That was a great moment.
We have 6 unanimous approvals for the liquor licenses. It would be my desired outcome that we do this by acclamation. If someone would.
Call the question.
Yep.
Second.
Hooray, so we all, wonderful. We then now have one other unanimous approval that in your packet is reflected as a non-unanimous approval, but one of our members changed it. So this is 2A, which is a application for an outdoor dining setup. That is now a unanimous approval, 2A.
Victor.
Yes. So I would, yes.
Call the question.
I get,
Call the question.
Second.
are you voting?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to do it all together.
That's on the cafe.
Yes, that's right.
I'm voting no on all the cafes.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
by acclamation, then accept.
Minus me.
great.
One non
For 2A.
climber.
Gotcha.
Okay. For 2B, we had, it was a non-unanimous approval. There was a challenge with the company not putting up the flyers as they were supposed to. I understand in between now and this meeting, the flyers have been put up, which was the remedy that we put in place. The opposition at this point was from Marco, which I think he has now removed his opposition, and Russell, which I believe, I don't know if you.
Did did the board verify, like, you got an email?
Yeah, Jordan did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so the problem was they didn't know or did know and just didn't do the flyering, and we said, well, then you need to do it before this time. So now it is done. Jordan said it sounds like the opposition that we had in the committee is obviated, so other than Michelle, this would be unanimous approval.
Second.
By acclamation,
Yes.
Correct.
so acclaimed.
Okay, then we get into non-unanimous ones, so. Where are we, 3A? Oh, wait, hold on. Do you have a presentation, Marcus?
Yeah.
What's your presentation on? I think
It's
it wasn't there.
the nectar.
I think it wasn't there.
It's 1090 and then Madison.
Okay, so I'm really sorry, everyone. 2A is not a unanimous approval. 2A is one that we need to, that's not a unanimous approval. Marco has a presentation, so we'll do that one last, because Marco's gonna tell us more about that. In the cannabis, section, we had 3 different elements. 2 of these were renewals and 1 of these was a first-time applicant. The first one was Weedish, which you all might know as Bliss and Lex, which is at 86 in Lexington. I thought we had a very productive conversation with this company because they previously had clear windows and this was not as we hoped. They since said that they would frost them. They frosted them today. That picture evidence was submitted to the board. So it's like a testament to us having this sort of conversation at the renewal period. That was not a unanimous approval, though. There were 2 people who voted against that.
I'm gonna vote no.
Okay, so this is the
No.
cannabis one, so let's do the roll call on this one, I suppose, provided that someone would like to.
Call the question.
Second.
Is
Are
this,
you calling it on all of them?
No,
No.
point of information, is this one that's still within 500 feet of the school?
Listen Lex is on 86th in Lexington, so I don't know if because of the on the same road.
Oh, yeah,
It's
but that's,
not
no,
bad.
no.
Renewal.
It is.
It was
renewal.
renewal.
It was before, so it's fine now. at all the ones before.
Yeah, I know, but I still vote against them. But, yeah, okay, I just wanted to know what it was.
Valerie.
Yeah.
That's very close to the little elementary schools on the, in the church.
Right, that's what I thought.
Nursery school.
Yeah,
Right, nursery
Okay.
school.
all right, we're doing roll, sorry.
Anderson. Nope. Angelos. Yes. Sorry, Ashby. Elizabeth.
Pass, she passed.
Avisar.
No.
Birnbaum.
No.
Boris.
Yes.
Guerrero.
Can I ask a clarifying question or?
No.
Um,
Do you have a point of information?
Information, I just want to make sure that it met all the requirements of this. I heard someone say something about the school proximity.
Right, oh, let me just do a clarification, I think the bill was passed yesterday.
And is it
That, and it was signed, that, they're gonna grandfather in all the shops that are technically illegal. I can't even say it, illegal under the current law, okay.
Okay, Camp.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
No, it's, no, the OCM had approved 98 shops that they misread the law, that they thought were legal, okay? So they've been operating illegally, and the governor gave them, it was a moratorium on enforcing against them. And then she proposed some legislation at the beginning of this session to grandfather them in. And that was passed on Monday and signed into law. Not Monday, but yesterday, was signed into law.
They're talking
So-
about cannabis.
I'm sorry, Cone. I missed what you said.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Coleman. Andrea here?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay,
She's over
Cormac.
Yes.
Paulson. Barber.
Yes.
Bing.
Yes.
Alan Clark.
Yes.
Partos.
Yes.
Persons. Hussein.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Skip Pelton.
No.
No, okay, sorry, Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
later, yes. Let.
Yeah.
Mason.
No, as I'm getting high off the smoke, wafting through the window. Is everybody warm enough yet, cool enough so I can close the window?
It's closed.
But Clement.
It's those wood windows.
Price,
No.
Rose,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
Salem,
Yes.
Yes.
Selway,
Yes.
Slade,
Yeah.
Squire,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Smile,
No.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
Yes.
Weiner,
No.
and then going back to the passes, Ashby,
No.
Christensen.
No.
I think that was it. So the motion passes.
Okay, next.
So before we go to the next one, we just want to clarify the new OCM regulations that just passed. Valerie just spoke about the grandfathered in ones, but the new regulations state that for schools, it is 500 feet from the center of an entrance in a straight line on the same street. So if it is around the corner, if it is on a different avenue, it does not matter. It is a straight line from a primary point of ingress for either the school or the dispensary.
No radius.
Not radius, straight line on the same street. For houses of worship, it is 200 feet. So schools is 500 feet in a straight line from entrance to entrance. For houses of worship, it is 200. And sorry,
I think that was the old one.
No, it's.
slightly adjusted, it's very simple. And for the houses of worship, it must be exclusively a house of worship. And I encourage you all to read the legislation, it's a very short bill, but there are certain exceptions to that. So if houses of worships are used for different purposes, then it does not fit within that requirement.
Like the 583 Park Avenue.
And what is the regulation for the location of liquor store? I don't know. There is one, but I don't know it.
I think it's
200.
the fact that the fact that the law was amended to look more like the regulation instead of the regulation looking more like the law. That's,
I don't think the actual numbers or the straight line changed at all.
Okay, so now we go on to 3B, which was another reapplication, which was Carnegie Hill Cannabis between 89th and 90th Street was a renewal. This was an 11-2 approval.
All the questions.
Would you like a roll call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cannabis.
A roll call on 3B. Anderson.
Nope.
Angelos.
Yes.
Ashby.
Again.
Avisar.
No.
Birnbaum.
No.
Forrest.
Yes.
Barrero. Camp. Chu.
Yeah.
Cone.
Yes.
Coleman.
And then the next.
Cormac.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Faber.
Yes.
Fink.
Yes.
Helen Clark. Yes. Hartzog.
Yes.
Halpern. Hershenson.
No.
Hussein.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Later.
Yeah.
Lev.
Yeah.
Mason.
no.
McLennan.
Yes.
Price.
No.
Rose.
Yes.
Schneider.
Yeah.
Seligson.
Yes.
Selam.
Yes.
Selway.
Yes.
Slay. Squire.
Yes.
Stein.
Yes.
Tamayo.
No.
Warren.
Yes.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Weiner.
No.
Going back to passes. Ashby.
No.
Barrero. Sorry. Camp.
No.
That passes.
Okay, so then we have our new application, which is, calls itself Belrose Migrant Center LLC. It is not a migrant center. It is a cannabis company. But the owner said that was the name that they had on some other business, so that is the name that they're using for this for now. This one had a little bit more debate in the committee. And one of the challenges is that it would go into what was an illegal cannabis shop. This is a new owner. He didn't have any of that business. It's right next to the Van Leeuwen on Second Avenue and 84th, like the next door. And so there was a little bit more pushback on this one, and it ended up being an 8-4-1 with 4 in opposition and 1 abstaining. Yes.
I please ask people to vote no on it. I live in that neighborhood. It's almost everywhere you turn are cannabis shops. We can walk down the street, you can barely breathe. It is just too entrenched with cannabis shops. And I would really like some other kind of businesses to move into the area. And I would really be grateful if people voted no. Thank you.
Robin. This was the guy that we had some controversy about his. Okay, and this was the guy that said he hangs out at City Hall? Yes. Okay, and this is the guy that was so odd. What? Yes.
Okay, let's be careful.
On YouTube. But yeah, it was the final person that we had.
Russell has a question.
Yeah.
It's a comment. So if
Oh.
the other cannabis locations in the immediate vicinity are illegal, I don't think that they should count against this legal applicant. And what we've seen in the past is there's actually stepped up enforcement against the illegal shops once a legal place opens up. Because OCM wants to protect the legal ones and help them survive and doesn't want them to have to compete with the illegal stores.
Yeah, I just want to say, Russell, there are so few illegal stores left. The ones that are prolific in our neighborhood are legal ones. I don't, at this moment, I don't even feel that illegal stores are an issue in the neighborhood at all.
Okay, yeah, I had the impression that the county believes.
I just want to make a point here about oversaturation. We just approved Carnegie Hill Cannabis Company between 89th and 90th Street on Second Avenue. And this is between 84th and 85th on Second Avenue. I know that I would be willing to walk 3 blocks one way or the other, if the spirit so moved me. So I think that.
I think it's the weed that.
Another way, quite.
While I have empathy. We have wine and liquor stores on every block.
That's right.
Ultimately, density gets controlled by the market. And not all shops are the same. They don't sell exactly the same products. It is. While I empathize, I have a hard time distinguishing this type of business from other types of businesses that also sell addictive, mind-altering substances.
So I was the abstention here, and it was really because of the applicant, not because it was a cannabis shop. His story was very strange. He's kind of like buying up different businesses, opening them, and he kept cutting off like members of the board, and it was just a very strange dynamic. I wouldn't otherwise have an opposition to a legal shop opening that's within the proper radius, which is why I voted yes on the other ones for renewal. But he was like very much like, oh, I do so much good for the city. So, you should let me have this. He was like, well, would you rather have an illegal shop? I'm doing this the right way. And he was just very, very odd and combative.
I was gonna say combative.
Yeah, he was combative the entire time. After like taking the call in his car and being like, oh, but I was helping homeless people. So that's why I'm in my car. It was a very odd dynamic. So that was my abstention. Otherwise, if everything's done right, like it's going to be, I don't have a problem, but the owner just was really off. That's all I'm thinking.
Lori.
Lori.
Again, picking up on, what Ms. Rose said, there are liquor stores all over the place. And there are, you might not have noticed, but there are a lot of empty stores in the United States. And that is for many reasons, but primarily it's because people are doing all their business on the internet. And so you have to understand that for us to seek out tax-paying merchants, we have to go with what is legal in New York.
There's a difference between liquor stores and cannabis shops, and that people can get high on the street. As you can tell when you walk down any block, and people cannot be drinking on the street, and maybe, but they're not, but you don't.
No, they can't.
Succumb to it.
It's illegal. It's illegal, Lori. You cannot drink open, no, you can't.
What's the point about the last shop in gets, the sins of the father on the son on that argument? I'm sympathetic to that. However, sitting next to Becky, she's right. I was just up in Staples. It doesn't bother me. I mean, good Lord, no one talks about the fact that they're burning weed over there at the Pierre Hotel like I'm in college, but that's a different thing. If you go out there about 11 o'clock, the Mahjong crowd is out there, and I don't have a problem with that. That's okay. I'm saying that, the empty store issue, that's a small business issue. That, with all due respect to everybody in this room, that's an Albany issue. Okay, that's a city council issue, gang. That is for the streetscape. In terms of NYPD enforcement, I don't know what it is. However, those in terms of the smell, the point is made. With weed, you can just walk outside and you can start burning. Now, with respect to the liquor store, you can just head out the door and start guzzling liquor right there and get drunk. Most people don't, but you can burn whenever you want. The fact is that you can burn all over town. I've been down Fifth Avenue. I've seen people who aren't from the neighborhood with the fly, Garcia Vegas, smoking doobies. And the point is that I think that the issue with the smell is a problem. However, I would just respectfully suggest to people that if it is so overwhelming, with all due respect, odors for those lawyers in the room, odor, if we do remember from the bar exam, is a nuisance. So those of you who want to get together and bring together a class action lawsuit with respect to nuisance in the neighborhood, maybe this is a new area of law that might be, approached with folks down in.
Call the question. Second.
All right.
Is anyone going to change their votes compared to the previous two candidates?
Oh, I'm changing mine.
Let's
Roll call.
Anderson. Oh. Angelos.
Yes.
Ashby.
No.
Avatar.
No.
Birnbaum.
No.
Forrest.
Yes.
Barrera.
No.
Camp.
No.
Chu.
Pass.
Cone.
No.
Coleman.
Yes.
Cormac.
No.
Boston.
Yes.
Barber.
No.
Fink.
Pass.
Colin Clark. Yes. Herzog.
Staying.
After all that.
Halpern.
Oh.
Christensen.
No.
Hussein.
No.
Johnson.
Abstain, pass.
All right, later, no. Webb.
Pass.
Mason.
No.
McClement.
No.
Price.
No.
Rose.
I would abstain.
Schneider.
No.
Seligson.
No.
Salam.
Oh, no.
Solway.
Yes.
Slay.
Yes.
Squire.
Yes.
Stein.
No.
Tamayo.
No.
Warren.
No.
Weinberger.
Yes.
Weiner.
No.
All right, going back to the passes. Chu.
Abstain.
Spinks.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Lett.
Abstain.
All right, it failed.
Okay, so it's a
So-
CB8 flip.
Are we doing a
Motion to-
flip?
It's a motion to disapprove. Everybody's
motion to
sticking with,
disapprove.
okay. Hold it,
And
yeah,
how we do?
Here.
and everybody's
Are the-
sticking with their
Are
vote?
those who abstain continuing to abstain?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
So noted.
okay.
Okay.
So when you do this resolution, can you add some whereases to say, to give some color as to why we're disapproving? So, okay, that'd be helpful, I think.
Yeah. Now we have to go back to 2A, because
In our committee, whereas the committee and the full board voted no on a cannabis shop. It went to Albany and Albany approved it.
I don't know that has happened. I think what has happened is when we've done no's in the past, the applicants have decided to stop the process. I
Right.
believe that has been our.
I think that's right, yeah.
Can somebody tell me what the vote on this was?
24-11 with 3 extensions.
So that's.
Disapproval, Robin.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we have to go back to 2A because, Marco has a presentation that he would give on this one. This was one that, was approved in the committee, but there was one vote against it and Marco will.
What is this? Is this?
It's a 2A, no, it's not cannabis. It's a enclosed sidewalk.
Can you tell us exactly where it is and what the name of the applicant
Yeah, so.
and where it is?
It's Nectar Restaurant Corporation, Nectar at 1080 Madison Avenue.
1090.
1090, sorry, 1090.
On the corner. Yeah.
Lindsay, do you have it? Can you forward it to me? There's a
Now,
presentation.
you think you're on that email, is that right?
I don't know, which, from the original presentation?
Yeah, Marco made a. Marco, is this, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the address?
It's 1090 Madison.
1090 Madison. Let me see what we can do.
And what's the cross street?
Just sent it to you.
I think it's 86.
82,
81st.
81.
Is it this?
No, I just forwarded to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's get it up there, Marco, sorry. There we go.
Can you just tell us an upshot of the presentation is it?
This application seeks approval for an enclosed existing sidewalk cafe, despite the explicit objection of the Borough President of Manhattan, our Borough President, to use of the pedestrian right of way. This proposal directly conflicts with long-standing determinations protecting the public realm. This picture right here, this is from 1940, and there is no awning, no enclosed sidewalk cafe, and doesn't show that there is anything in 1940. So to claim that it's an existing or grandfather, that's not true at all. Now, this document, I don't know, you can read it, but this document, it's okay, leave it right there. This document was filed in
2013.
in the Board of President of Manhattan, and this part said, quote, constructions within the lot lines shown will not encroach on the bed of any mapped streets. This determination is critical, as it is explicitly affirms the protection of the public right of way and establishes that no portion of the proposed construction may intrude into or reduce the mapped street area. The second picture, do you have the other picture? Do you have the?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah. This is the picture from Google Maps. This is a recent picture, and this is what we're talking about, the reduction of the public right of way. With this condition, basically, this application, it should be removed. However, if the applicant were to pursue an unenclosed sidewalk cafe consistent with the current regulations, such an application could be considered acceptable. Thank you.
It's gonna be on the
It's right there.
street or
The side street, right here.
not on Madison, because they had chairs on Madison.
Just to sort of clarify, this is an enclosed cafe. That's correct. Which is no longer permitted. Right. Anywhere in the city,
That's
right,
correct.
and not only that, there is no grandfather for this sidewalk cafe, never was filed and was.
No, it doesn't, as far as the city's concerned, it doesn't exist.
That's correct. Right.
So where's the building department in this? Come on, you either
No,
have
the
something or
building
not.
department, what it is they went to file for change to the certificate of occupancy. In order to issue that document, they reviewed everything of this building. And one of the documents was sent to the, can you go down?
Yes.
Was sent to the Board of President, and the Board of President reject any encroachment on the public way.
So what did the building department do, though? Did they give them did they amend the certificate of occupancy?
In that condition, that I think they are moving to approve.
But
Yes.
2013 was
Then why don't we
before
just,
the pandemic.
condition it on the building apartment approved? Gets going.
Yeah, so
Russell?
grandfathered enclosed sidewalk cafes are permitted and we have approved those in the past. There are two photos of the building. Photo from 1940 where there's no enclosed sidewalk cafe, and there's a photo from the present day where there is. So there is an enclosed sidewalk cafe there now, it's grandfathered in. and I think we-
Russell.
Well, no,
It's
it
not
depends when they
grandfathered
put
in.
it up,
not
because they've all
grandfathered in.
changed like 4 or 5 years ago, so.
If the building department did not approve it, it's not.
If you're saying it's illegal now, I mean, I'm with Chuck, like, the idea that they've just got this flagrantly illegal sidewalk cafe that's just been enclosed sidewalk cafe that nobody's picked up on or enforced anything against or dealt with and it's not approved. You know, that's sort of hard.
Didn't they
to
say
believe.
Ian, can you put up the package that they
Bet.
submitted, because then it has the pictures of what they. So that right over the.
Sorry, Lindsay, no one look at it too much. It's like.
So that's not permitted.
This is
now.
it.
But when did they put it up?
We had I had, going back to 2008, I had a street view with it up.
That is correct.
So it has been there for
That
a
is
long time.
2008.
Yeah, but
And
it's not.
this document was issued by the board of president on 2013.
But that was before the pandemic when we were allowing sidewalk.
No, they're still allowed. They were grandfathered, there were very few of them. Usually in all of the materials that were put out by the Department of City Planning Commission, the one that they always used to use as an example of a enclosed sidewalk cafe that was permitted and going to be grandfathered was the one at Green Kitchen on the corner of First Avenue and 77th Street or whatever. That was always the picture they used. Now, I don't know if next,
But that was permitted.
He just
Yes,
showed you
that is
that
correct.
it's in there since 2000.
Let's go to Josh.
If you go outside your
Okay.
building and put up a shed without
Okay.
getting a permit for it.
Okay, but-
it's Not legal.
Okay, but I know, but whatever Marco has up there is not evidence or non-evidence of a permit received by DOB. That's so, I think what people are saying is, if we don't have we can vote on it conditionally, saying as long as it has the proper approvals. I think that's what people are saying.
Yes, that's the whole point. Can we
The
call
point
it?
is that the board of president, they checked the document.
But the borough president, I don't think the borough president has anything to do with it.
No.
They're not the permitting agency, Marco.
That is correct, but DOB asked an opinion from the board of president.
Can we?
So when we talked to the business about this and we asked when it was erected, the person who was representing it said in the 1970s.
Yeah.
I was born in '86, I have no idea.
Are you gonna pick June or are you gonna pick?
Let's do Judy, Diana.
I'd like to call the question.
Second.
Judy wants to say something.
Okay.
In 1975, they changed the law and the existing enclosed cafes, as long as they were licensed and did everything they were supposed to do, are still standing today. I have 2 across the street from me, and they're legal unless they go empty for 2 years, and then the city can take them down. Okay, so if this was up at that time, it is totally legal as long as they filed and got all their licenses. Okay, I just want you to know that because we have a problem in the East 60s and I've spent a lot of time on this issue right now.
Call the question.
Okay,
Right.
do we have to call the roll or I guess we do? Chuck is just so anxious to start his transportation section.
This is, 2A, it is a motion to approve an enclosed sidewalk cafe for Nectar.
Okay, so the yes is yes.
A yes, is a yes.
Anderson.
Yes. And it just brings no.
Angelos.
Yes.
Ashby.
Yes.
Sorry, Avatar,
Yeah.
Burndown,
No.
Boris,
Yes.
Valero,
Yes.
Camp,
No.
Sue,
Yes.
Cone,
No.
Coleman,
Sandrea?
Cornell,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Barber,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Alan Clark,
Yes.
Hartsock,
Yes.
Halburn,
Oh.
Kirstensen,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Waiter, yes, Love,
Yeah.
Mason,
Yes.
McClements,
Yes.
Price,
Peggy?
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Dodson,
Yes.
Salam,
Yes.
Selway,
Yes.
Slide, Squire,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo,
No.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
Yes, with absolute and unequivocal.
Wiener.
Okay. This isn't the city council.
Wait, got me, yes.
Okay, and
That's Andrea.
format,
That was a yes.
oh, you were yes? Sorry,
No, it's Andreas who was.
oh, Sandra, yes, Sandra,
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
okay, so
Two yeses.
counting that as one yes, 34 yes, 4 no, which is, 33 yes, 5 no, which is down from 37 to 1 before.
Okay. So,
That was
okay, thank you very much.
4 vote presentation.
And now transportation. You have two resolutions, right?
Three
resolutions. One is unanimous. Why don't we take that first? This is the York Avenue traffic study.
Yeah, I have a question and then potentially a comment. What is the purpose of doing the study?
The purpose is to come up with some recommendations to deal with the traffic situation on York Avenue.
What's the traffic situation on York Avenue?
So what's the traffic situation? The traffic situation is that, with all the hospitals and things that are on York Avenue, there's been traffic problems for years and complaints for years. There's been the off ramps, from the FDR Drive and things like that that are issues. And there's been this board has made a request going back about 20 years to get a York Avenue, traffic study done. And that's why and when the first, Sloan Kettering buildings were put up, they set aside money for York Avenue traffic study. And it never happened, and what happened is they came to the Department of Transportation, came back with some thoughts, and one of the thoughts was to make York Avenue one way, and that ignited a firestorm, and they retreated into their bunkers for about 10 years. And so finally they've come back, and it's been delayed because of Department of Environmental Protection sewer work in the lower part of the district. And so what happened is, Danielle Zuckerman, who was the new borough commissioner, basically said, look, we need to get going on data collection. If we don't, then we could run out of funding for this study. And so that's what we did unanimously in the committee to say, okay, let's start with the data collection. That's all we're doing. We'll see what happens. It's just at this point, data collection, and we'll see what happens when they get that, and then they'll lay out the parameters of the study, which they're gonna come back to us on.
If the ostensible problem is the traffic is not moving effectively on York Avenue, I would respectfully submit that there is no way that the outcome of this study is going to be whatever change DOT puts in is going to lead to faster flow of vehicular traffic on York Avenue.
No, but
Just based on precedent.
there's a whole bunch of issues there with the ramps and.
Right, and they're looking,
They're looking
and
at.
it's multimodal, so they're looking at how to improve bus operations on York Avenue. They're looking at safety issues, especially near the schools where children are crossing, near the hospitals where there's a lot of activity going on over there. With all the new development as well, the new facilities that have gone up there is a lot happening with the one-way streets and it's quite hazardous over there with the streets that are east of York Avenue that dead end. So there are a lot of issues that they're looking at. It's not just about traffic flow and operation.
That was my original question, but I would say, it seems to me, I think what's likely to happen is the upshot of this is it's gonna be harder to drive on York Avenue. They're gonna extend the sidewalk into the street. They're gonna do all this stuff that they always want to
That's
do.
not reasonable to say what's going to happen before studies actually happen. They're not coming to us with predetermined outcomes. The point of doing the traffic study and the data collection is to be able to get a full picture of what's going on, full corridor, to be able to have a sense of how to best deal with it. Could be it could be a whole array of things that they end up doing in order to implement changes. There may not be many changes coming.
There's no
but-
secret plans here.
Yeah, it's, and this board has approved the study numerous times in the
Right.
past, so it was actually started, we had a kickoff meeting. And then we paused it because we thought the DEP work was gonna be completed, and as Judy can attest, it kept getting delayed, and we were afraid. And we were afraid that if we didn't have the real permanent future condition without the construction there, that it would skew the study because there are people who are currently altering their behaviors as a result of all the congestion down there. So when we have the full corridor now back in place, it will be a perfect time to be able to actually look at it and collect the data.
The DOT record is the.
Second.
Okay, do we, is anyone against this? Okay, so otherwise it's unanimous except for Russell.
Noted.
Okay, see me after the meeting. Just kidding.
You're in trouble.
You won't.
Last time we saw Russell's.
We're co-chairs, I got.
Okay.
So we'll go back to item 1, which is the MTA Open Stroller Program expansion request. So this is something that was actually stemming from 2 of our board members, Danielle Avasar, who really spearheaded the initial MTA pilot, and also Sebastian. So they came to us with a simple request, which was that the pilot that has been in place for a couple of years now is only in effect on a handful of routes, and the majority of the routes in our district are not part of this pilot program. The pilot program essentially is, there's a dedicated space on those routes that are participating in it that is set aside for open strollers. It is 1 space per bus, and passengers who have strollers, if that spot is being taken already, are supposed to not have open strollers. We are waiting for and have invited numerous times the MTA to come in to give us an update on the program. They have not been able to do that yet. They've kept declining our invites to be able to tell us how the pilot program is going. So the request was made in the meantime, while we were waiting for that, to see if we can expand the program, because there are many routes that are not affected, that are not part of it right now, and there are people whose mobility are affected by the lack of the ability to open strollers on buses in our community district.
Let me just make a couple of other comments. This 1 spot for strollers is different from the wheelchair spot. It's a separate thing. So, and it's 1 spot. And we had a long discussion about this, and one of the issues that came up is that people said that people come on with more than 1. And it blocks egress. But in the end, I think the committee overwhelmingly felt, look, we have to try and serve everybody in the community, and this program made sense because there are many people who have strollers and have to get around to all kinds of appointments. And you can't always fold up these strollers and get on the bus and do everything, carry your child and do everything you have to do.
And I'll just add.
And now, I'm not an expert on this. So, but that was the discussion that.
Right.
And it was approved 10 yes,
Yeah.
one no, and 1 abstention.
And I'll just add that, based on the discussion, we added language to the resolution calling for clear signage to make sure that people are aware of how the program works, and so that they know where it is available.
Okay, I see there's discussion. Yeah, let me call on Michelle.
Thank you. Yeah, this was discussed for a long time, and at the committee, I tried to make a friendly amendment to this resolution, which I would like to do now, and then see how people feel about it. But I wasn't given the opportunity. Now, my amendment is, I felt that this conclusion, the be it resolved, was a little too broad. And there was a lot of concern about all the different sizes of strollers. And then it was likened as to taking carry-on bags on airplanes and how they have to fit in the overhead bin, and et cetera, et cetera. And it seems to me that this would be more appropriate if it had some measurement guidelines. Because I think just to say allow open strollers is way too broad. And the second thing is, the proposal, I think these spots are now at the back of the bus. And one of the concerns is if you have people standing on the bus and an open stroller comes in the front of the bus, if their spot is at the back of the bus, that open stroller has to push past all of these people to get to their spot in the back of the bus. It makes more sense to me that either the stroller boards on the back of the bus where the spot is, or the spot for the stroller is in the front of the bus where the stroller boards. But I think the resolution should say something about that, and so that's what I asked be added. I think this is way too broad.
Well, I think, Danielle, maybe you could answer the issue on the size. Isn't there supposed to be a certain size that they talked about? Not that everybody brings a certain same size.
Right, I was there during the measurements. Now, every stroller is different, whether you have an a baby stroller.
Yes, we know.
Right, so on the new buses, there's the designated stroller seating area. That could fit maybe a bit of a bigger stroller, but it fits perfectly. Like I have an baby and it fits perfectly in there. Now, on the older buses, what they did is that they stripped one of the seats in the back. That can't really fit an baby. They could probably fit a smaller stroller, but they're doing the best they can with the buses they currently have in their configurations because they're trying to solve this problem. Because I also said, this is an affordability issue. Not everyone can afford to take Ubers, especially with new.
No, we recognize that. That's why I'm trying to make the resolution as palatable as possible to accommodate that.
There wasn't a precise, again, it was a pilot program. It's nothing that the two iron it at this given time.
But I just want to clarify, for the purpose of our resolution,
I hear you.
with the recognition that all this is happening, I think we should put some measurement parameters in there.
Are you accepting this amendment or not?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, move on to the next question, please.
Motion to table until the MTA can come and present.
Second.
No, of what they want to do and any of.
That's not a motion. So.
Yes.
because you're-
Yes, it is. The motion to table.
No, it is. Motion to table until the MTA can come in. Once you amend, that's an amended motion.
Oh, okay.
Subject to discussion. So,
Okay,
I didn't recognize.
wait, can I?
You're manipulating the outcome.
Of course.
Okay, are you
Yes.
serving as the parliamentarian?
Yes,
now
I
or
am.
that? Okay, but here's my question. I have to say, I think that this is not the right resolution. Because we should be asking the MTA to come to a conclusion about their pilot program. I mean, this resolution is asking for an expansion in CB8.
Do that.
I know, but isn't that the first resolution? I mean,
We've tried to bring so many different players. They want to make this a permanent thing, but.
wait a minute, if they want to make it a permanent thing, why are we still in the pilot?
Our chair has spoken, and let's do this. Let's not proceed right now, at this point, and we will get the MTA in.
We're trying, yeah.
We're gonna get them in, and we'll see if we can pin them down.
I would like to call.
I'd like to say.
She tabled, she moved to table.
No, you didn't say that, you didn't break on that. The committee is gonna, at this point, withdraw it, and we'll.
Good, that's good.
We'll get it done, but I think.
I've been on the board for 5 years, and frankly, we do not introduce enough resolutions that are family-centric, that are kid-centric. I am so grateful for you, Danielle, for doing this.
I'm very
I
supportive.
would like to, I think that it would make a statement for us.
Look, I'm very supportive of this, but I think that Valerie makes a valid point. And she's the board chair, would say, Rumpel Bailey, she must be obeyed.
Well, I'm not really, I just think that
No,
this
I
is,
think, but I'm hitting on the square, because I really think that we ought to get the MTA and talk about it a little more. I wanted to get them, and if we can't get them, we'll be back with the resolution.
What if we were to pass a resolution saying we call the MTA to show up within the next couple of months? If they don't, we will.
Why can't, right,
approve.
no.
We'll just.
Just give it a push.
What, can we just pass a resolution asking them to come to our next meeting and discuss this and, you know, otherwise we're gonna make a big
You
deal.
need a resolution to do that.
They're not doing it otherwise. We've been asking
That
for
seems,
months.
that seems pretty lame to me.
Okay.
Frankly. But look,
Why can't we vote?
we're getting, listen,
All of us.
there's.
He withdrew it.
We withdrew it before you called it.
Take it back to the committee. You agree? You agree?
I agree.
Okay, thank
Vote
you.
on big dumber shit.
I didn't even know that I support what you're saying and I support what Danielle's. But I think I'd like to, you know, I'm conscious of the way, the right way to do it, I think, is see if we can get the MTA. And we'll get the MTA. I promise you, we'll get.
The other thing to say,
If I have to call Jano Lieber.
yeah, exactly. But the other thing, the only other alternative I'll say is that we can have a resolution that we think that the pilot program has been successful and has gone on long enough. And that we ask you to expand it to the rest of our district. I mean, that,
No, because you're doing that before the MTA presentation.
but that's not
You
what
don't
it
know what
says.
you're expanding.
No, because the pilot is the pilot. And it's,
No.
they come back to us and say the pilot is, we're still working on the pilot with that, however many bus lines they're running. I mean, I know it's on Madison Avenue, I know it's on Lexington Avenue.
It's on no crosstown.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying, so that's what we're saying.
So
That's why it's important to hear from them.
They were limited Wednesday to put it on a first time draft.
But that's
Now,
why it's important to hear from
They
them.
should either kind
And
of.
sending it back to the committee is the
Well,
better
my
thing.
thing is, how long does a pilot have to go on before they have the results? That's what's been happening.
This is the MTA.
Yes, I know. So if we wanna, I mean, if we wanna move forward, that would be the alternative resolution, I think, that we have been living with the pilot for 2 years. We think it's successful. We ask you
But
to,
we only have
well,
anecdotal.
well, you can vote against the
I know, but
resolution.
No, we're trying to have a consensus.
They're only saying what they want, they're not saying what the problem. People fighting for that spot.
Send it back.
You can do what Valerie is saying by making a friendly amendment to add the word pilot after the word program in the resolve clause, and it does that. And instead of saying we want to expand the program, that's the final program, we're saying we want to expand the pilot. And the effect would be the same.
But we're not making any changes to make it better or worse.
Right? So we
What's
want
the
them to
point
expand
of
the pilot.
expanding?
The upshot would be, if they expand the pilot to all of Community District 8, which is what we would be asking them to do, the effect of it would be that we would get the benefit of having that, you know, stroller thing in the bus,
But-
which is what we're asking.
No, but you don't have
We're
the
not
ability
getting
to
ahead
get
of the
some
end of the
controls
pilot.
on it, like measurements, location.
But they already have that.
No, you don't.
No,
No, they
it's
don't.
still a pilot.
They
No,
don't
but
have,
they
they don't
already
have that.
The
No.
pilot, we don't want them to wait. We want to do it, we want to get this across the district
I
now.
think we want to hear from the MTA.
That's my friendly amendment.
I like that friendly amendment, but let's see where. it goes.
Second to the. Seconded. Oh, wait, so there it is.
And I would,
Okay, so what is,
if anyone's trying to get on a bus with a stroller, or
Amen.
try to get around the city with a stroller and a kid and all the other crap that you take with you. This is really important,
Amen.
and I hope that we'll vote on this today.
It is.
Yeah. Support.
Okay, I can be railroaded.
And especially in the wake of the snowstorm where getting around was really difficult.
People and people walkers, people with kids. Get on or off the bus with strollers.
It's still a problem. The problem with a lot of this.
Parents are.
okay, so what is the resolution that we have on the floor?
Resolution is what's on the floor, but adding in the one whereas, or, you know.
Just add the word pilot after program.
Add the word pilot, add the word pilot.
After
So
program.
it's still a pilot. We're
But why
amending-
aren't we asking
still
for
a
the
pilot.
MTA to make a presentation?
Well, we have been doing that. We've asked them 4 times to come.
Without a resolution.
Yeah.
Can I call the question?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
okay, question is called, the motion on the floor.
Okay.
Who's the secretary?
Let's call the roll. Let's call the roll.
All right, come on, people.
I never thought we were gonna have so many.
All right,
Anderson,
Oh, yes.
Angelos,
Yes.
Ashby,
Abstain.
Avasar,
Yes.
Birnbaum,
Abstain.
Flores,
So fucking lootly.
Okay, no bad language, thank you.
Taina,
Thank you, Danielle.
yeah,
No.
Chu,
Yes.
Cone,
No.
Coleman,
No.
Cormac, yes, Paulson,
Yes.
Farber,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Helen Clark,
Yes.
Hartzog,
Pass.
Halpern,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Pass.
Later,
Yes.
Lev,
Yes.
Mason,
Yes.
McClement,
Yes.
Price,
Abstain.
Rose,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Sellingson,
Yeah.
Sellum,
Stay.
Selway,
Yes.
Slay, Squire,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo,
Abstain.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
Yes.
Weiner.
Yes.
Going back to the passes, Halpern.
Didn't pass, I said yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Hartzog that passed.
Yes.
Great, Hershenson, you're yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, I'm sorry. Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah, Hartzog was a yes. Johnson?
Abstain.
And that is everyone. So, 28 yeses, 3 nos, 7 abstentions it passes.
So Jano, if you're listening, please show up and explain to us why this pilot program is not finished yet.
That's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Item number 2 is the helicopter ban, and we had a presentation by Andrew Rosenthal, I think he's here, chairman of the organization, Stop the Chop, which two different things. And the mayor has already said he's against the continued operation of the heliport. There are 3 heliports here that operate. 2 of them, one is the Wall Street heliport, the other is the 34th Street heliport, and the other is over in New Jersey. And the mayor has authority over the 2 heliports, and he has said, now I don't know whether he can do this, he has said that he wants to close those heliports down. And there'll be the 1 heliport that's still there for essential traffic. And essentially that obviously there's been complaints for years about the noise and the problems and flying over on all these flights and all the flights that are made to just ferry people from the airport and all kinds of sightseeing flights that are made. So we passed a resolution that basically, let's see what the vote was here. It's 6-4. 6-4, yes. And that's right, it was 6-4. And it does 2 things. One is we recommend, call on the mayor to take action regarding the city-owned heliports to reduce non-essential helicopter use and supports federal legislation to ban non-essential helicopter flights within 20 miles of the Statue of Liberty. Now, this would not ban any, police, news, medical, military, or government, really only tourist and charter flights. So this is something that's come up a lot, and in the past, we pressed for the heliport that's up further north on the east side to close, and they did. And, but there still is, I think we all know, there's a lot of traffic, that goes back and forth. So, discussion, yes?
Question.
Second, okay. Is there any opposition to this? This point? Or do you want to call the roll?
Okay,
Okay.
so there's 2 abstaining for cause, but let individually, Sasha, you go first.
I work for EDC that manages the heliport.
Okay,
Okay, that's
and then Ty.
appropriate.
I represent a private company that has me.
Okay, appreciate the disclosures. Okay, is anyone,
Calling the roll?
are we calling the roll or can we do this?
Well, you had 4 abstentions, or 4 no's and
So let's, we should probably call.
Okay.
Okay, a roll call on the helicopter. Anderson.
Yes.
Angelos.
Yes.
Ashby.
Yes.
Avasar.
Yes.
Birnbaum.
No.
Boris.
Yes.
Barrera not voting for cause. Pam?
She walked out.
Oh, okay, great.
She really looks.
Chu,
Yes.
Cone,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yeah.
Cormac,
Yes.
Foxen,
Abstain.
Faber,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Helen Clark, yes, Herzog,
Yes.
Halpern,
Yes.
Hutchinson,
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Leda,
No.
Lev,
Abstain.
Mason,
Yes.
McClement,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Rose,
No.
Schneider, Seligson, Selim not voting for cause, Selway,
Yes.
Slay,
Yes.
Squire,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo,
No.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
Pass.
Weiner,
Yes.
going back to passes. Weinberger,
Yeah.
no one else passed, right? And we didn't get camp return? No, okay, then it passes 28, 4 noes, 2 abstention, and 2 not voting for cause.
Thank you, everyone.
I have a question for Andrew. Have you been to CB6 and have you also been to the board 2 in Long Island City?
We have not been in front of CB6. We've had resolutions passed at CB7, CB4, CB1, and one of the Brooklyn boards.
Okay,
But
Well-
we're just, we have a lot of balls in the air and
well, I suggest you go to Long Island City because I was over
we
there
definitely know
at
that.
7 o'clock in the morning and it was nonstop.
balls in the air are helicopter.
What do you mean? He said he has a lot of balls in there. Yeah, I know. He usually comes to track to the case and talks about bikes. Okay, let's go. Landmarks.
Earth 9 and 700 Clark Avenue. This is a non-contributing building. Essentially, you saw on the first shots, your building overall has a texture in the sense that every window is a masonry opening with a center picture window and 2 double windows. You can see here, there are 2 exceptions, setback, where you have a casement and you have a larger picture window. And in 20A, they would like to do this in their floor. And here you see how it would look if they put in their window, very simple. I think this will almost be on.
But if you're seeing. There was.
So, anybody want to speak for or against?
I see. Call the question.
Thank you. Waiting for that wonderful.
Can we do it by acclamation?
Yes.
Nope, they have 3 opposition.
Okay, just tell us who if there's only 3
They're on,
opposing,
it's on
raise-
here. Ashby, well, I'm not,
Well-
Ashby, Birnbaum and Camp, unless you're changing your vote. Yeah,
Is Alita in the room?
no.
Okay, then he
Oh,
doesn't count. I'm sorry.
So
So
Ashby and Birnbaum.
Ashby and Birnbaum are no's. Everybody else is a yes.
Got it.
Next.
Okay. Item number 2 is 48 East 73rd Street. This was a unanimous approval.
All the questions.
Well,
Right. We love it.
Can we do this one by acclamation?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Well done,
I
landmarks.
just wanted to say one thing.
Oh,
That one, yes.
yeah.
Let's go back.
What are they doing to it?
What they're doing is they are restoring the building to its 1911 appearance
Wow.
and removing a lot of, if you'll pardon me, the term of art crap that was added subsequent to 1911. And they're doing actually a serious, sensitive job and are in fact replacing the windows with new wood windows.
Whoa,
Wow.
we love that.
Making the building smaller and they're really restoring it. They're doing a lovely job.
Awesome. Okay,
Okay, this last one is 48 East 73rd Street. And they came to us December and we disapproved it. They came back and we've disapproved it again. This time there were 10-03 again. Please. In any event, what they've done in coming back to us.
The next,
Can I see the next?
This one.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the right one.
This is these 5 houses make a beautiful group. Eventually, they were turned into stables and then eventually into garages. And now basically they're primarily residential buildings. And we go to the next. What's happened is that the middle 3 have very tall rooftop additions. And what, we can go back to the original one. What we all felt, those of us in favor of not approving this, is that at this point in time, only the middle 3 got 3 rooftop additions. So from the point of view of call it urbanism, cityscape, city building, at least you get 2 bookends. And you don't take these beautiful little buildings and put 2 stories on top of them. So let's go to the next. And then what is being proposed now is to put 2 stories on top of that, what we see as that 1 bookend. Number 1, doesn't look appropriate, my estimation, to add that to that building. And number 2, I don't think is an urban design issue. It's the right thing to do. So.
okay.
Last but not least, a building like this, there should be wood windows. We asked for that. We didn't even get wood windows when he came back. The only thing he did was he took out a pair of windows that had been inserted on either side. So he was not all that responsive. He actually was the architect for one of those tall pieces. And it looks like he's trying to repeat himself. And that gives you the stories.
what's the
Resolution disapproved.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Okay, how are we voting? Is everyone voting to disapprove except for maybe 3 people?
I also, no.
Oh, so we're gonna call the roll? Okay, we'll call the roll just because we need some more practice.
Be sure.
Yes is a disapprove.
Yeah, they do. Can
Okay.
we show that photo? I don't think he has it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so-
Well,
Well, we're starting to vote.
Well, in all deference. We've been told to keep our images to a bare minimum. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing.
So this.
So you can tune in to the landmarks meeting if you want more.
leave that to me.
Oh, okay.
This is a motion to disapprove, where a yes means that you disapprove.
Go for it.
Anderson,
Yes.
Angelos,
Yes.
Ashby,
Yes.
Absar,
Yes.
Birnbaum,
Abstain.
Flores,
Yes.
Ferrero,
Yes.
Camp,
Yes.
Shu,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Cormac, yes, Paulson,
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Fink,
Pass.
Alan Clark,
No.
Hartzog,
Yes.
Halpern,
Yes.
Kirshenson,
Yeah.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Later,
Right.
Lev,
Yeah.
Mason,
Yes.
McLennan,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Seligson,
Yes.
Selm,
Yes.
Selwyn,
Yes.
Slade,
Yes.
Squire,
Yes.
Stein,
Yes.
Tamayo,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
Okay.
Weiner,
Sherry. It's your turn.
Yes.
Okay.
okay, so the passes Flores, Abstain. And Bank.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 31 yes, 4 no, 3 abstentions.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Okay, Roosevelt Island Committee, we have a guest presenter tonight.
Yes, Jimmy.
Our public member, Paul, couldn't be with us
All
tonight.
delegated to Jimmy. Are you here? Are you on Zoom?
He's not all good.
You may not be here, so
Okay.
Valerie is gonna
Okay.
tell us about Roosevelt Island.
I think we've heard a lot from Roosevelt Islanders tonight. I think you have the resolution in front of you. I think, as we heard from some of the representatives of the electeds, everybody is asking questions. And so, Addison? Second, okay. So this is a vote to pause the removal of the rest of the steam plant until more information is gathered. Do we need, is anybody gonna say no to this? Can we do it by acclamation?
Yes.
Yes, okay, we're happy to support our Roosevelt Island members and our community. Thank you again for everyone who came out tonight.
I have to vote for,
You have to take yourself out? Okay,
Yes.
not voting for cause because she's at the EDC.
Got it.
So it's you're responsible for it? No, I thought it was somebody else. Ah, okay, okay.
It's better.
I think it's HPD. I didn't want to, I didn't want people to start asking you questions. Okay,
Valerie, when you come out April 15th, the building better still be there.
okay. I wish I was that important.
We'll see you from the tram.
Okay, thank you very much, Judy. We appreciate you coming out today. Okay, Street Fairs Committee. Wilma, do you want to do it from there or you want to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
they're gonna give you a microphone. Wilma is doing a solo tonight.
All were unanimous, except for, one that we had from St. Joseph's School that that presented today. We held on that until now. So we're voting only for the ones that were unanimous at the street fair, committee meeting.
Okay.
So I'll read my votes to you if you want me to, if you're doing it by acclamation.
Judy, are you calling the question?
I'm calling the question. I also want to say that I'm not voting for cause on item 15.
Okay.
Esther.
Thank you.
All the unanimous, right?
On all the unanimous, Michelle is gonna give us her list of no's. Is everybody else a yes? Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. No for 2, no on 3, no on 6. No on 18.
We didn't vote on it.
We didn't vote on 18 yet, so.
Abstain, I'm sorry, no on 20, abstain on 23, no on 25, abstain on 26.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you. All right, Wilma, back to
Okay,
you.
we have, St. Joseph's School, they, didn't show up for the street fair, so,
They came
we
tonight.
tabled it until today, and they presented during the,
Public session.
What number,
public
what number is it?
section.
What number is it?
I think it's 27.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented.
okay.
Okay. Is anyone?
Call the question.
I'm a yes on 27.
Oh,
so
great,
they know.
thank you.
Is it unanimous?
Unanimous,
Unanimous.
I think. Wow. What a way to end. Do you have another one?
No, that's it.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
This is not, this is the 82nd Street, fair. They started before they presented. And so we just set them a note that next year, would they please present what they start?
Okay, great.
That was it.
Point of information, would there be any reason to vote on it since we all know what it is at this point?
Vote on what?
On 82nd Street. Is
There, no, there's no reason for the vote. We left it that next time they have to present.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna have, I'm gonna step as part of, I'm like stepping in for Barbara tonight.
But did we vote for?
And I think, yeah, we did.
For what?
We ended on,
Take this with you then.
What do you?
we ended on. Street there.
That's what I asked.
Well, you can keep the mic because Will and I are doing this together. So we had our meeting about the Restore Hope residents. Yes, that's what we're supposed to work on. The Restore Hope residents, a week ago Monday, because we had limited time in the venue and we didn't have enough money to stay an extra hour. We didn't have an opportunity to talk about whether the board wanted to take a position on the shelter, either affirmatively or negatively or affirmatively with conditions. So, Chuck?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposal.
Second.
And wait a second. And I just want to say a few things. Back in January of 1989, the Board of Estimate unanimously approved a project at 237 East 77th Street. And that was for a homeless drop-in center for men and women. Came before our community board and there was a lot of discussion, a lot of opposition, somewhat similar to what happened here. And, but the board voted to approve it. And once that got operating, they had a citizen advisory committee. There's one here. They had people you could call. There was never a problem. They operated for 10 years until, it had nothing to do with the lease, but as Valerie said, the Department of Home Services, can say you're done after a certain period of time. And so about 10 years later, they were done. And so that was a very successful thing. And I think the community was proud that, and the board was proud to approve that. I'm on the board of Lenox Hill Neighborhood House, and since 1996, we've been operating a homeless shelter for women who have mental problems in the Park Avenue 7th Regiment Armory. And that's been operated for 30 years now, and there hasn't been an issue, and everything is, the city's extremely pleased with what we're doing. And I feel very strongly that as a board, you got to support this project because I think this community has always tried to look after people who need to be looked after. And I think what happened with 17 people freezing in the latest cold situation, and it points to the fact that we need a facility like this. So I'm hoping that the board will approve this. And then I think what we ought to do is approve it as a women's shelter, as they said, approve it with all of the recommendations that were in there and the promises they made to have a citizens advisory committee, to have security things taken care of, to have someone who you can call at all hours of the day or night, and to have, women, basically, and with all the restrictions that they wanted. And so I think if those, under those conditions, I think we ought to approve this, and that's essentially my motion.
Okay, Nita?
Let's make the Friends' amendment, which is that we approve the sun stuff, but maybe ask for reconsideration of the configuration of some of the space. Because there were statements that there were 13 beds to a room, and maybe that's not the ideal configuration for people, so just to note that.
Well, I don't know, it's a little hard to judge that.
Yeah, I mean.
For us, I think.
Repeat what
it's
she
just-
said.
Well, Anita's point is that
Yeah,
the space, it should be reconfigured to be smaller. I mean, we've consulted with a lot of homeless advocates who have said that 13 people in a room is a lot of people to have.
12.
Well, I put it for 12, 13, and sometimes it's 14. However, it was answered at the meeting that building could only be structured this way. We can make a recommendation, we can still approve it and just say, if possible, if the rooms can be made small, but in a separate room, we can still talk. I mean, look, we're still talking to them about a lot of different things,
I
so.
think we ought to.
You can accept them, it's your
I'd rather
motion.
not accept that as an amendment, I'd rather do it to talk to them.
Okay.
In their presentation, did they put a time limit? Is it a 9 to 12 month stay? Did they?
They said that was
usual and typical.
And these women are working, they didn't say, these women are gonna be working too, so.
No, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I didn't
By the 11
recall.
o'clock curfew, well,
Right.
that should also.
It was 11, I didn't
11
recall
o'clock.
whether or not, I didn't recall because of the configuration of the room, as you say, it's 12 and the locker. I didn't recall whether or not they said because most women are not there longer than 9 or 12 months.
No,
I
that.
don't
it
remember
was
them saying that.
It was
Yeah, they did.
configuration of the space,
Right.
not related to any program.
Can I just ask you to attach their presentation
Yeah.
to our resolution? Because that tells you what they were promising.
Okay, we can do that.
Why
Well,
would,
some of
why
it
wouldn't you
didn't,
do that?
and some of it were just questions, and then some of it had Q and A, so I.
Well, besides, yeah,
Yeah,
without Q and A, but I mean, I think
I
the
think we can do
conditions
that.
that they
That's
laid
not
out.
an issue.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely, yes.
Russell, did you have another point? Okay. Anybody else? Ty?
I mean, I just wanna vote on that.
You wanna call the question?
I would love to.
Anybody second?
Second.
You wanna do a roll call? We should do a roll call.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anderson. Yes.
We have to?
Angela.
Yes.
Ashby.
Yes.
Avisar.
Yes.
Birnbaum.
Yes.
Boris.
Yes.
Guerrero.
C.
Pam.
Yes.
Sue.
Yes.
Cone.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cormac.
Yes.
Paulson.
Yes.
Barber.
Yes.
Bain.
Yes.
Helen Clark.
Yes.
Hartsard.
Yes.
Halburn.
Yes.
Hussein, Ferguson, sorry.
Yes.
Hussein,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
later, yes. Lev.
Where'd he go? Take the coffee break now? He takes one a meeting, but. Me? Yes.
The Clemens,
Yes.
Price,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Schneider,
Judy?
I think she's dead off.
okay.
Oh, come on, people.
Ellison,
Yeah. She passed. She's coming back to Judy.
okay, Salam,
Yes.
Selway,
Yes.
Slade, Squire,
Yes.
Stein.
I'm gonna abstain.
All right, Tomorrow,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Weinberger,
With an enthusiasm unknown to me.
Weiner.
Yes.
All right, so,
Well.
is Judy back?
She's got her stuff here. Okay, let's just hold the vote open for a minute.
Yeah.
I want to give her a chance to vote. She has been a supportive, and two things I just want to say. Some excellent questions were raised during the presentation. We're absolutely going to try to get those answered. And, I think, the wise words of Chuck Warren.
Addison.
The wise words are, in my mind, the best evidence that term limits for community boards are abhorrent. I'll say that. I'll exercise my chair.
That's what?
Yeah. And someone can speak to the history of what's been done here, be a current member of the board, is, I think, a very important thing that unfortunately, at least for now, the city of New York is going to lose that.
I'd like to thank Valerie for the way, and we talked a little bit about it before, but the way she's handled this, and she's done a great job.
So there was that turnover thing when Galbraith was borough president, and I was serving as chair, and at one of the borough board meetings, Gal had asked for a revote on the term limit thing. So maybe there's an opportunity with a new borough president to raise it at the borough board.
Okay, tomorrow morning. Okay, are we closing the vote? Does anybody see Judy?
Oh, Judy.
Judy?
And she absent, because it was for a reason.
Your vote?
I think she stepped out.
What?
I really don't want to.
Where you don't want to, so you're gonna abstain? Okay.
That's why she
Okay.
stepped out.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a Marcus Waltman press.
She's here. I know. Okay, all right, any old business?
What was the final vote?
Oh.
That was 36 yes,
Yeah.
1 abstain.
I'm missing.
All right, and one missing.
Well,
Yeah.
and then.
Okay, a motion to adjourn. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Question. What just came out in Core Freedoms about you?
Okay.
I like saw your name, but I was like, well, I'll just ask you.
You send me an email.
Running for state.
Thank you.